Well, look at that.
Clibbity clap.
Fresh slate. All right, here we go. Super Sodium Brothers, episode 11.
We're back.
Pretty
We're
cool.
back.
I missed us. I'll be honest.
I also missed us.
Yeah, sorry we had to take a week off. It just kind of slipped away, you know.
Yeah, work had the audacity to be busy
To
and make me work for my
living.
paycheck.
Yeah.
Fucking the audacity. How dare they?
You know what? It all worked out because I got an opportunity to see Antman and Evangeline Lilly, Lack of Quantum Mania, and another train.
I thought there was some Mania.
There's
Maybe not
there's
enough Mania.
Mania.
Apparently. There's some Mania.
So yeah, we were just talking about it. We're kind of gonna get back to our roots today. We're gonna talk games, TV, and Marvel movies. So it should be good. You want to get right into Ant-Man?
We'll do it. We'll knock all the spoilers right out. You know. So if anyone doesn't want to listen to spoilies, we can we'll direct you to. I don't know. We'll put a show note. We'll find out when spoiler talk is over, and you can read the little description in the show note.
Little timestamp.
We'll timestamp. We'll let you know. So if you haven't seen Ant-Man and Quantumania, fucking jog on, and we'll see you in I don't know a couple minutes.
Real quick, let me crack a fresh beverage here.
Ooh, let me hear.
Here we go. White
Delish.
Claw lemon. It's room temperature.
Oh, we're clawing. Damn. I had a choice between a blueberry ale and some Diet Dr. Pee-Pee, and I went with Diet Dr. Pee-Pee.
Oh, can't beat it.
Unfortunately, not sponsored by Dr. Pepper. Maybe one day.
Not yet.
Not yet. Not yet. Fucking who bottles Dr. Pepper? Pepsi?
Well, probably Nestle or whatever
Is it Pepsi?
conglomerate
Oh,
owns.
Fuck. Who is it? Which one of y'all owns it? It's got to be Pepsi.
You're
right?
drinking
Pepsi,
oppression. You know that.
Truly. It tastes so good.
Tastes like an orangutan losing its home.
The more unsustainable the palm oil, the better, in my opinion.
You could taste the sorrow and the extension.
It heightens the flavor profile. The mouthfeel, immaculate.
Absolutely.
When I know that I'm deforesting orangutans' habitats.
You're like fucking Dracula drinking virgin blood. Yes.
Delicious.
I went with a more modern Dracula. You went for like just a classic like Transylvania Dracula.
Yeah,
like
Bram Stoker's Dracula.
That reference is lost on me, unfortunately.
Really?
Bram Stoker? Bram
Yeah.
Stokers? That's the guy who does the frozen mac and cheese.
The French bread pizzas.
Yeah.
Yeah. No, he's like the quintessential like old school like horror guy.
Okay.
But he did 1992's Dracula.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
I guess I gotta get caught up.
Yeah, that's like classic like 90s horror. Takes place in 1462.
Wow, dude.
Yeah.
Columbus wasn't even here yet.
Not even.
America was still beautiful.
He was merely a twinkle in his dad's eye at that point. He had yet to colonize the free people.
Another good time. Who's worse, Vlad Dracula or Christopher Columbus? It's close.
I guess
Both
I would
pretty
have
bad.
to say Christopher Columbus because vampires don't technically exist.
Oh, that's right. Yeah,
You know?
I always forget about that.
Smallpox blankets objectively did exist.
Yeah, that happened. No one's denying that.
Yeah. So, but I guess otherwise, an immortal vampire drinking people up like Capri Suns, I guess would have to be worse overall.
You know, we should start like a whole movement of vampire denialism. Like put on our tinfoil hats, just like get on Twitter and just start denying the existence of vampires.
It's simply propaganda.
Exactly. Big Blood doesn't want you to know that vampires don't exist. And we're here to educate the public.
Yeah, see, the problem is Big Garlic wants you to think that they exist, so you buy more garlic. It's big garlic. They want you buying all the alliums, onions, shallots, garlic. They want you buying it all. And frankly, I don't think that we should be falling for such low-hanging fruit. This propaganda.
I agree. It's ridiculous. And honestly, I'm sick of everybody talking about flat earthers. All right, I want some of that attention.
Yeah, like they have the sexiest stupidity. Like I want
the stupider it is, the hotter it is.
Yeah,
that's the equation.
Yeah, so like, well, like it's sexy. It's like chic. It's hip. It's in. Like it's like the thing to talk about. You know?
Yeah, it's the stupid conspiracy to back.
Yeah, like I want some vanity on my stupid conspiracy theory. Why do they get all the love? They get all the sex appeal and we don't. Not fair.
It's because it's the stupidest. For now.
I'll just dress up as like sexy Blade.
Blade's. Oh, you could just say Blade. Blade's always sexy.
That's true.
Whether it's Wesley Snipes or Mahershala.
I'm actually kind of excited for Mahershala's Blade.
I'm stoked. I love Mahershala Ali.
Yeah.
Great acting.
But like something about Wesley Snipes will like always be Blade, you know?
Mm-hmm.
I'm excited for it.
Didn't he say recently he was like, I don't know why they're making another Blade? Like, didn't we do these?
Who? Wesley Snipes?
I think he said something along those lines to that effect.
No, because we made that shit like 30 years ago. We need more Blade.
I'm here for it. I don't disagree with him either. Those are good movies. I watched Blade 2 like a year ago. It was pretty solid. It was fun.
Yeah, but it was kind of like it very much was a product of its time, you know? Like when you go back and watch it, you got the like, you know, that music, that like fast paced, like, you know, like future funk, where exactly, where it's like, you wouldn't download a car, would you? Boom, 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 boom. And like that music, but it's like playing in the nightclubs and Blade's fucking just out here murking the shit out of some vampires. Mm-hmm. Yeah. I'm so glad you knew exactly what music I was talking about.
Oh my God.
It was in my head and you brought it to life. Thank you.
I just started like re-watching The Matrix in my mind when you said that.
When he's doing the cartwheel off the wall.
Dude, I used to watch that scene over and over again when I was a kid. In the lobby where like the pillars are breaking apart and there's debris everywhere. Oh, so good.
Like, sir, like, do you have anything metal on you? And he goes, oh, you mean these? Opens up the trench coat and he's got fucking yeah, exactly. And it just history was made.
Such a good fucking movie. Wasn't so crazy about the new one. Honestly, fell asleep.
Oh my God, I forgot there was a new one. That took me a second to like remember.
Yeah.
Where we got like the Matrix had to run like a restore, like a system restore on one of the old restore points on the Matrix, and we got young Morpheus.
Is that what happened? Dude, I honestly fell asleep. I just couldn't.
It was something like that.
I just wasn't crazy about it. And they were getting like extra power from denying Trinity from Neo, right? That was the whole thing. Like you keep them apart and their anguish and sexual frustration will power the whole robot city.
They're the collective blue balls and blue walls.
And they're going to put them in their baby pods, and they're going to put them like just 10 feet apart. It's like they're close enough to see each other naked with all the tubes.
And all that jelly.
Not close enough. Yeah, there's a lot of jelly.
It's a lot of jelly.
And the jelly's
so it's
warm,
basically,
by the way.
Oh, it has to be. Gotta be a good thermal insulator. It's kind of like in Monsters Inc. when they swap from screams to laughter. They swap from like human bio battery to sexual frustration, pent up sexual, the pent up the potential energy.
The energy charts are just going through the roof. You can see the canisters going. Broop, 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 and they're like,
it was like in HBO's Chernobyl right before the reactor exploded. Just the energy output was climbing.
Yeah.
It was rising faster than Neo's crotch. You know
And apparently Neo and Trinity were the horniest people on the planet because everyone else is a regular battery, but they've just got the two of them like face to face.
They're just like runaway like fusion reactors.
And I love Neil Patrick Harris trying to explain it too. He's like, we had to stop you guys from fucking.
Yeah. It was the only thing that could keep up with the energy demand of what the fuck was it called? Zion.
Yeah, thank you.
Zion was a very energy dependent group of sweaty naked people.
Well, they have to power all those big mech suits, right?
That's true.
Yeah. They don't run on propane and propane accessories.
It'd be a shame if they did because of the train derailment again. A whole nother Norfolk Southern train derailed in Ohio.
Again. Who's lubing up these tracks with margarine? Something's afoot. There's a Scooby-Doo villain.
Sabotage. Yeah.
Going district to district, just fucking with these tracks. There has to be, right?
It's Big Butter out here trying to sabotage the propane industry.
Oh
one greased up train track at a time.
It's big coal, right? They don't want you using propane. Jesus. Come on, guys. And of course it's Norfolk Southern. You think they'd put out like an email blast being like, hey guys, you know what? Just for this month, if you're going through Ohio, like slow it down like 10 miles an hour. Just take it easy. Luckily,
they would never do that because that would lose them. I mean, we're talking several dollars worth of profit. We can't have that.
Yeah, it's not going to be here at 8 a.m. It's going to be here at noon.
Yeah, and it's going to cost them a whopping like $1,000, and shareholders cannot have that.
Can't miss out on those record-breaking profits. Norfolk Southern.
Yeah, are they a publicly traded company? Can we find out?
I don't know. I'll tell you what, I feel like soon it's going to be a good time to buy in, right? You want to buy low.
Income from railway operations for Norfolk Southern was $4.8 billion, up 8%, or $362 million year over year. An annual record. Diluted earnings were per share were $13.88, up 15%, or $1.7 compared to 2021. And they're like, you know what? All this profit we made, let's continue to cut corners and see if we can get those profits up just a little bit more.
Yep.
A little bit more.
Mm-hmm. The American way.
God forbid they dump some of that into railway upkeep.
So...
I don't know, man. I'm just talking crazy. I don't know. I don't know the fuck I'm talking about.
I just feel like we're in the wrong business. We should have got into trains. Like the real ones, not the little toy ones that weird 40-year-old men play with in their basement.
I was going to segue into the fact that my dad was huge into trains when I was little.
Oh, man, I'm sorry. Your dad actually
probably when
like
he was exactly 40 years old. He's a nice guy. He had
I know. It's a hobby. I get it.
He had a dope ass train setup. It was the coolest thing to young me.
I'm being a dick. Here I am sitting in a room full of toys. Like, honestly, those die-cast trains, especially those classic Lionel sets, I get it. Like, I understand.
They're pretty cool.
They're pretty
cool.
I'm also a sucker for a good diorama. You build like a diorama of a town.
Yeah, like shadow box kind of deal.
Yeah, it's got maybe little street lights going, or like, you know, there's little people in the windows, the houses line up. Put a little bit of that liquid smoke on top of the train.
Did your mall growing up? Did they have like the little like train that would kind of just like drive around the mall? Did y'all have one of those?
No.
So it was like, think of it as like, imagine like a lawnmower, but like it wasn't gas powered. It was like battery powered because it needed to be inside a mall and quiet. But it was essentially like a lawnmower, and it had like a shell on it to make it look like a train car, and then like it had a bunch of little like mini train cars behind it, and they would just like have the guy just like drive that around the mall, and little kids can hop in. Like he would stop in the food court, little kids would pile in, and he would just like drive around the mall, like a little faster than like walking pace, and he just drive this whole train. Yeah, it was the coolest shit ever.
Oh, that sounds cool.
Yeah, it was fucking tight.
No, we didn't have that. We had like a little fenced off area, and there was like a bullshit like carousel. And then I think they removed it, but they didn't put anything in its place. So like the mall tiles had kind of like, I don't know, been like, I don't know, kind of stained over the years. Like they were getting more beige, but there was this really like clear set of tiles, like this circular set of tiles that you could see. Like there used to be something here and a bunch of like little bolts and holes like sticking out of the floor.
Yeah,
where the carousel used to be.
I don't remember if we had. No, we did have a carousel in our mall.
Dude, Woodbridge Mall went way downhill. Woodbridge, New Jersey. First of all, I used to love that mall. It was pretty dope. They used to have a Warner Brothers store, and they had all the in the middle of like the mall aisles. They would have like these rectangular like planter setups, and they had like a step around it so you could sit down alongside all these plants, and then above the plants was this whole scene of the Looney Tunes characters having like a World War I like Red Baron style dogfight in propeller planes right outside the Warner Brothers store. It was actually really cool. It's all gone now.
The Snoopy Red Baron? Remember that whole thing?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it was kind of like that. The red planes and like, you know, Daffy and Wile E. Coyote and Bugs, they're all like shooting at each other. It was cool. And now
nothing like immortalizing the war to end all wars with cartoon characters.
Yeah, well, you know, we had to lighten it up a little bit. It was just getting a little heavy. So as a society, we came together and we're like, okay, like statute of limitations over. We could put World War I in cartoons.
It's right about around the same time when we started making like, you know, those like bouncy castle obstacle courses made out of the capsizing Titanic.
Oof.
Like from tragedy to little kids jungle gym in what, like 80 years? 90 years?
Yeah, that seems to be the formula, right?
Yeah.
At some point in the mall, there's going to be a little train filled with like green goop, and you could just ride that off the rails.
Yeah. Oh my god. Off the rails.
Rockin' Ohio.
Oh man.
Just speed right off the tracks.
Sounds kind of fun, to be honest.
It starts like you get in the train, it starts, and all of a sudden the alarm's going off because the ball bearings are getting way too hot, and then you have to look out the window and confirm. Yeah, the back of the train's on fire.
Incredible.
Then you slow down, but it's already too late, and the green goop comes out.
You look like fucking like what's his name, Johnny Blaze, if you're a train conductor. The spirit of vengeance. On his way to bring you train cars full of fucking, was that propylene glycol or whatever the fuck?
Yeah, ammonium chloride or whatever it is. Yeah.
Choo choo, motherfuckers.
Choo choo, all aboard.
Tragedy is pulling into the station.
all aboard the Norfolk Southern.
Oh god.
Anyway,
that's the last train I want to get on.
Yeah, well, dude, unless you're a dangerous chemical or some sort of commercial product, you're probably good. I don't think you're invited. You know,
it's fair. They're not hauling what I got.
Hauling this dump truck.
Hauling all this junk in my trunk.
So all right, we went off on a tangent for a second.
Yeah, we kind of digress.
We'll talk. Let's talk Antman the Wasp. Lack of quantum mania, absence of mania.
So at what point were you like, all right, there's just not enough mania for me? Like where was it? Where was the point of no return?
I think it was on my drive home. So real quick, I'll give you a little backstory. So I was working on The Walking Dead yesterday. The Walking Dead spinoff, which apparently is shooting in New York, New Jersey, which is pretty cool.
Do you get to be a zombie? Are you gonna get to get bit?
I was a guy. I was just a guy, part of a group, like an organized group, and Andrew Lincoln was there. Spoiler alert.
Oh, neat.
So that was cool. I got to see Andrew Lincoln. I did not, but man, he is handsome and his hair looks fucking amazing. I gotta say.
I bet. He seems like he would smell of like mahogany and teak wood.
He's a man's man for sure. Plays a great Rick Grimes.
He does. Great Rick Grimes.
There was this moment on set yesterday where there was they had a Humvee that just had to like drive through the scene like slowly and then back up. And I was just walking in my position where like starting the scene, and this PA like held up his hand because the car's backing up, and he's like, whoa, dude, the car. I was like 13 feet away from this car, like slowly walking in its direction, but like I know the car's backing up. Like this is like take number 8. Like I'm good. Like I'm a 30-year-old man. I'm not like a little kid with a bouncy ball, you know?
Right.
And it was just such a funny moment. I like held up my hands. I was like, we're good, man. We're good.
You're like, whoa, dude.
It was so funny. But then I had like a long break in the middle of the scenes. So I decided to watch Antman and the Wasp: Quantumania on my phone. Which is totally legit, totally legal.
It's very legal and very cool.
I feel like I got the full experience. I didn't even mind the Spanish subtitles. Only thing I will say, if you only spoke Spanish and you needed the Spanish subtitles, you got kind of cheated. Because there's moments where it's like, I'll be with you all the way. And the Spanish subtitle was like, sí. And I'm like, what? You know you could always count on me. Sí. I'm like, what? What the fuck? Not even close. I feel like I got the full experience. It was honestly a really good... legit copy of Antman and the Wasp: Quantumania. So
legally with legal tender,
right? I took notes during the movie, and I'm gonna read them to you now. Pim particle pizza. Quote: no pizza in the quantum realm. 1 pie for 5 people? Question mark. Those are all the notes I took. It's 3 notes about. There's a scene 10 minutes into the movie where the whole Ant-Man family gets pizza for dinner. And I just got to break this down for everyone listening. Michael Douglas walks into the room with a pizza the size of like a clementine. And he puts it on the table and then injects it with Pim particles to enlarge the pizza to the size of like, I guess like a larger normal pizza. It was like a normal pizza. So
there's also no way Pim particles are not carcinogenic, right?
That's what I'm like. Is it safe to eat? Like, obviously, if Michael Douglas and Ant-Man have been using the particles on themselves, like all the time, and Michael Douglas is still okay, like I guess they're fine. But like, do we have to ingest them too? Like, there's got to be some repercussions. You can't do this over and over again and just be like a little sleepy afterwards, you know?
Yeah, like what happens if there's like some undissolved Pim particles?
Yeah, what if it
like,
shrinks your intestines?
React with like your red blood cells.
Yeah, it shrinks your intestines, and then you get like a normal sized bite of pizza, and then your intestines explode because they're super, super small, and you die. Like there's definitely
like you start pooping out Tic Tacs because your intestines are so small.
Yeah, but are you just pooping out Tic Tacs, or is it full size poops that are Tic Tac size? Does that mean your butthole is now super small?
To shreds, you say?
There could be a lot of complications. That's where I'm getting at.
Yeah, I'm not huge on the willy-nilly factor of just consuming Pim particles. I can't even breathe in asbestos.
But you can.
But meanwhile,
eat Pim particles?
Michael Douglas is feeding me Pim particles
for no fucking reason. So then, like throughout, like I don't know, was moments later or if it's right after, he's like, saved $8. So are you hold? We gotta like really break this down, because is Michael Douglas insinuating that he saved $8 by ordering a very, very small pizza from a pizzeria and then enlarging it himself? Like, that doesn't make any sense. Also,
he bought one bagel bite and then just expanded it into a full size.
But it wasn't a giant bagel bite. And it had like, you know, full size like pepperoncini peppers and like all these ingredients and toppings that were to scale on this giant pizza. So like, where did he get these tiny, tiny ripe peppers from? Like, that doesn't make any sense, you know, unless he like shrunk himself and all the peppers and pizza ingredients down and then prepared a very small pizza and then made himself large and then carried the small pizza into the dining room and then like re-enlarged it. It's so much work. And then he says he saved $8. You're telling me that producing these PIM particles, like that process, is cheaper than $8 per PIM particle? They were like, in an endgame, they were like extremely rare. They had to go back in fucking time to get them. They had to go back in time twice just to get like 2 doses. And he's just out here using them willy-nilly on small pizza. There was no fucking point to the mini pizza. And then Evangeline Lilly, who, first of all, I love her and she seems really cool. And I love her hair. She really phones it in, and I don't know if that's her fault. Her character had nothing going on in this movie. She was just a flat line throughout.
Yeah, isn't this like Ant-Man and the Wasp in Quantumania?
Yeah. I feel like she had really more of like a character and more of a role of substance in Ant-Man and the Wasp.
Yeah, absolutely. Like, this movie was not about the Wasp in like any capacity.
At all. So, okay. Michael Douglas makes the pizza big, which I at this point I cannot get over. And then Evangeline Lilly walks up to her mom, who was trapped in the quantum realm for 30 years, and they get her out in the last movie. She walks up to her and says, "No pizza in the quantum realm, right?" Like, no, Hope. No, there wasn't any fucking pizza in the hellscape of the quantum realm where I was trapped for 30 years with crazy carnivorous bug creatures and all this other crazy shit. No, there's no pizza. There's no mini pizza. There's no Real Housewives. There's fucking nothing.
You know what they had plenty of, though, is old people doinks with Bill Murray.
Old people? Oh my god, yeah, that was...
She might not have been eating pizza, but there was meat available in the quantum realm. If you know what I'm saying.
Oh, I know what you're saying.
There was meat to plenty.
Bill Murray does
look cute. They're not vegetarians in the quantum realm.
Nobody is. You can't.
There's
only meat available.
There's that one bug who's like giving you like him in a glass to drink, so you can understand fucking quantumese. Yeah.
I liked him. There's a lot of jokes in this movie, and he's like this little goop guy, and he wants to have holes, and he wants to know about everyone's orifices and their holes.
Yeah, how many holes do you have?
I don't have any holes. Like that was pretty funny. I will say, like, every other line of dialogue was some just like really, in my opinion, like corny, like super predictable, low hanging fruit joke. And the amount of Baskin Robbins jokes, like, are you guys serious? When was the first Ant-Man movie? Like 2015? We're still doing Baskin Robbins jokes?
Look, Baskin Robbins probably paid them a lot of money, and they signed contracts.
Doesn't have a lot of money. They had to suckle onto Dunkin' Donuts' teat to just fucking survive. They're like, please, Dunkin' Donuts, give us a refrigerator cabinet so we can survive, please.
They have enough money to be featured in 3 Marvel Cinematic Universe movies.
I feel like
that's a lot of money,
dude. Because it was at the time, it was like the cheapest place to go for. Like, oh, okay, you know what? Let's crack some Baskin Robbins jokes. Next, they're going to be cracking TCBY jokes. Even cheaper. That was a bad joke. Oh, my God. Dude, I've been watching too much Ant-Man and the Wasp: Quantumania. I got nothing against Baskin Robbins, the place, or the joke. I just thought it was the punchline way too many fucking times. When Baskin Robbins Paul Rudd shows up in the apex of, like, the quantum core, I was like, oh, come on. And if that's the case, if Baskin Robbins Paul Rudd is in the sea of infinite possibilities of Paul Rudd, where's Cowboy Paul Rudd? Where's Naked Paul Rudd? Where's Monkey Paul Rudd?
They have to be there.
I didn't see them.
You just didn't see them.
I saw Ant-Man Paul Rudds and then one Baskin Robbins Paul Rudd that got a lot of screen time again.
You know what's really fun to think about? If there is an unlimited, infinite number of Paul Rudd variants, there's not just one Naked Paul Rudd, there's an infinite number of Naked Paul Rudds.
That means when Paul Rudd got sucked into the quantum realm, only his body got sucked in and his clothes stayed behind, and he was naked throughout the entire movie. And that's in an alternate universe where Marvel movies are rated NC-17.
Just fucking naked Paul Rudd.
Where it's like a fun plot where Paul Rudd's like always has to have a hand on his junk. And they're like, all right, you got to push the button and turn the knob. And he's like, oh, I can't.
I can't take my hands off because the
random
movie will
stuff
get...
passing the screen to cover up his junk.
Oh, was it like Austin Powers?
Exactly. Yeah. See, that would be a fun movie.
That'd be great. We got to do Austin Powers at some point. Those are good movies.
I love the second one so much. By Who Shagged Me?
The second one, yeah. I think the second one's like peak Austin Powers.
It's so good. It's another one of
First
those
one's
sequels
good. Third
that
one's...
like delivers.
Yeah.
So real quick, my third note, just on the pizza, and then maybe we can move on. Oh, no, hang on. I'm not done with Evangeline Lilly. So she brings up her mom's like crazy trauma of being locked away right before dinner. Like, girl, you can't fucking wait. Like, why do you have to bring this up every fucking 5 minutes? Like, I was locked away. I don't want to talk about. You're not a clinical psychologist. You're not even anything. You're just a woman who shrinks little and has wrist lasers. Like, you're not qualified to like walk me through this trauma. And then I'm like, okay, I understand. Like, they need to get the audience caught up. Like, we need a little backstory for Michelle Pfeiffer's character. Bro, in the very next scene where they go to open up the quantum tunnel, she brings it up again. I'm like, so we didn't need this during the pizza conversation? Oh, hey, Mom. If somebody, like, beat me up within an inch of my life and, like, I don't know, my eyes were black and blue, whatever, and, like, you and I went to go see a movie, you wouldn't be like, oh, bet you're glad you could see, huh? Sure, glad you have eyes. I'm like, yeah, no, I remember getting the shit beat out of me, or my jaw was broken. Eat some popcorn. Huh? Can't eat popcorn when your jaw's broken, huh? Oh, yeah, dude. Yeah, I fucking know. Thank you for reminding me again. Okay, and then my last note was 1 pie for 5 people. That's not enough pizza. 5 people. That's just
it's truly not.
It's not enough. That means 3
Unless
people.
You're on like the LA like actor diet, like maybe.
I mean, I guess so. I feel like Paul Rudd's gonna have 2 slices. Evangeline Lilly's probably been working out. Why not 2 slices? Michelle Pfeiffer's been locked in the quantum realm for 30 years. I don't know if you heard about that. She might like a second slice. Cassie's a growing girl. Give her another slice. Michael Douglas, he's an older guy.
He's eating one with a fork and knife. We know that.
Oh,
much.
God. I hope not.
At least one of those slices is for him.
But he seems
and it's
so
being
cool.
eaten with knife and fork.
There's 1 pie for 5 people really
the fuck out of
bothered
that
me.
slice of
Oh,
pizza,
God, I hope not. I really hope not.
I think he is.
So those are my notes on the movie.
I did see somebody pointed out. So you remember in what is it? Was it Endgame when they finally roll up on Thanos and it was like where the fuck are the stones? And he's like, they're gone, reduced to atoms. Like that whole scene.
Mm-hmm.
All the little like space alien dudes that Paul Rudd and Cassie like they meet at that camp. They all have like the glowing like round fishbowl helmet heads. They're all the Infinity Stones reduced to atoms.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh, that's kind of
cool. They're standing shoulder to shoulder, and they're all like red, green, orange, pink. Like they're all the color. Like they're all the stones. Yeah. I saw a TikTok on that. I was like, oh shit, that's cool.
That's...
So they're literally and they became sentient in the quantum realm.
Oh, that's awesome. That's funny. My friend Matt thought that's kind of what the plot was going to be. Once he says that line, reduced to atoms, he was like, he turns to me, he goes, reduced to atoms. Like, as if, they're going to go down there.
They're gonna pin particle the stones.
That's a good theory.
Get stones back. Some more fun theory crafting. When I was chatting with Chris about it in the TV movie discuss channel a little while back. So in the comics, apparently, what were we talking about here? So I was saying, so that one of the rumors I heard was that Kang, or like one of the ideas is that Kang shouldn't be beaten by the Avengers, but by Doctor Doom, and use that as a way to introduce Doom as like the actual like really big bad.
Hmm.
And then I posted that one comic panel where I think I showed you that one time where full Infinity Gauntlet Thanos is talking to Doctor Doom, and Doctor Doom goes, "Do you have an Infinity Gauntlet now?" And he's not full Infinity Stones, but Thanos goes, "I do not, yet. I remain Thanos, the Great Tyrant, and for you that will be enough." And then Doctor Doom just sticks his fist inside of Thanos' chest and rips his spinal column and skull out of his body, like Sub-Zero from Mortal Kombat 1 style.
Yeah.
And he goes, "That appears untrue." So he just pulls his fucking skeleton out of his body, just like annihilates him. So like, that whole dynamic I think would be really cool to explore on screen. I don't know much about Kang comic wise. I didn't read too much Kang growing up, but apparently Kang and Doctor Doom's bloodline is very closely related in some of the comic runs.
Hmm.
So like that could be a, kind of cool. And then the other thing he said was it Kang's last name is Richards in the comics?
That's kind of crazy.
Yeah. So there might be some really cool like Fantastic Four, Doctor Doom, Kang, something or other. Like the precedent is there. The lore is there.
Yeah.
We know they own Fantastic Four. Disney now owns Fantastic Four. So like, that could be Doctor Doom's entrance into the MCU is with the whole Kang story.
Okay. Yeah, that would be interesting.
So, and then we got the Council of Kangs at the end, the post-credit scene.
The post-credit scene was cool.
Yeah.
I liked that. Oh, man. Seeing Egyptian Kang was fucking awesome.
So I think that's gonna be really cool because in Loki, when they're talking to He Who Remains, like that one Kang variant, he was saying, there's all these other Kang variants out there, and like many of them are not as like composed or like, benign as He Who Remains is. So I think they're gonna explore. I mean, obviously with the Council of Kangs, they're gonna explore the more violent variants of Kang.
That's cool. I like this impending threat. The one thing that I really liked is that Paul Rudd starts having like panic attacks at the end of this movie.
Yeah.
Like he's been through some trauma and he did kind of fuck up and just assume that it was gonna be okay. He's pretty reckless throughout this movie.
He is, yeah.
For sure.
Which is why I appreciate in Hawkeye, Marvel's Hawkeye, they were showing his, grappling with, the effects of just being an Avenger and fighting fucking aliens and whatnot. Like, like you're human, man. You're gonna get beat up.
You can't always just bounce back and be fine for the next big bad to come along.
Yeah, like mentally and physically. Gonna be trouble.
So I've got an issue with the physically, because Kang is essentially this. He's superhuman for sure, right? I mean, he took a punch from like super Godzilla size Ant-Man and got crushed and still got back up. I gotta say this first of all. Jonathan Majors is fucking great.
Crushed it.
Villainous, brooding, calm. I mean, enraged and intimidating when he needs to be. Fucking love them. Love the hand lasers. Love the AoE. I love him trying to keep his shield up. Like, you could just see, like, the pressure and the strain in his face. He fucking delivers. That was great.
He did a really good job.
So he's like absolutely superhuman, like Thor level strength, right? And
yeah, I mean he would have to be.
Why
you can't conquer the multiverse just being a normal dude,
Yeah. Let me sprinkle a little salt on. Why at the end
was
when
he beaten by a bunch of ants?
The ants I didn't mind. The giant ants, Probably a little tired. He's dogpiled by, 1,000 ants.
Yeah.
Okay. Why at the end is regular size Paul Rudd and regular size Kang fist fighting? And Paul Rudd punches him in the face and Kang gets like knocked back. I'm like, what is going on with the power scales right now? Jonathan Majors is a 10. Paul Rudd is like a 2. He's just a guy. He's not little and super strong. He's not super big. He's just regular Paul Rudd right now. And he's knocking around Kang. And it just doesn't make sense to me.
I think it's just kind of like, it's one of those things where, like we talked about it a few episodes ago about like in the CW shows, the Flash is just nerfed beyond like any reasonable amount, because like you can't like put these people on a screen and then like not expect them to like conceptually break everything. Because like the Flash can time travel, like he literally moves faster than light. So it's like, how do you put that character in like a real live action movie and then like put any villain in front of them? Well, like he can react faster than your brain can think about firing a single synapse. Like there is no threat, So like,
yeah, but
you just
no.
I think that's part of the problem. I don't have an answer, but I think that's part of the problem.
I get it. Like I understand, but you got to think of creative ways to work around it. Or even if Paul Rudd in those moments went like super little and knocked him around, and then like I don't know, I just needed something more than a stupid fucking fist fight. Because once again, and it's funny because like earlier on in the movie, I was like, this is gonna be good because there's no way this ends in a stupid fist fight. Like I felt like it was gonna be, I thought it was gonna be like an unhappy ending, a sad ending, like Infinity War style ending, which it kind of was because there's this now massive looming threat. But I was like, oh, there's no way this ends in a stupid fist fight like Doctor Strange, like Moon Knight, like every other show, because Paul Rudd just can't measure up. And somehow he did in that moment, and it just bugs me so much, dude. Pun intended. It doesn't make sense. Paul Rudd should have punched him once, and his hand should have been shattered. That's it. Kang survived so much. He was so tough. He could have given Captain America a run for his money.
What if he used all his energy trying to hold up his shield? Maybe that's their excuse. He was really tired.
I guess so. He looked tired. He looked sweaty too, which was kind of hot. I will say they made Kang's costume look cool because it looks super 70s, right?
Which one?
His costume, like the purple with the purple
I feel
armor,
like they
green
did like
with the cape. I thought it looked great.
Yeah, I feel like they did a pretty good job because like Kang's, is it his skin is blue, or is that really like the actual just like overlay of his suit?
I don't know.
I was always under the assumption that Kang's skin was like blue, and that was their way of like giving him blue skin, was like having it be like the visor on his spacesuit.
Yeah, it's hard to tell. Yeah, in some comics he looks blue. I don't mind Jonathan Majors not looking blue. Yeah, I like that it's the visor on his suit. That's cool.
Yeah, I thought that was a cool way to do it.
Yeah, but his costume, like back in the day, the green, the purple, it looks kind of silly, but it works in the movies. His armor looked cool.
They do. I feel like more times, like I wouldn't say every time, but more times than not, they do a good job of modernizing some of like the retro old school suits in a way that like seems grounded enough and works. So that's pretty cool. Good on their costume team.
Yeah. Yeah, I liked him as Kang. Look, I didn't hate the movie. I did enjoy it, but it really felt like I was watching another Marvel TV show when I was going through it. Like there was nothing new, nothing fresh. A lot of the same old jokes. They also said shit 4 or 5 times. I was like Is this a kids movie or isn't it?
Yeah, it was like the MPAA like gives you a certain amount of like certain curse words.
Certain amount of shits. Like this is for
Yeah.
sure a kids movie. There's no doubt about that.
Like what they get one F word, I think.
I don't know if Marvel's ever had an F word.
I don't think they have either.
We
But
had
we've gotten a few shits.
we got at least 4 or 5 shits. 4 minimum.
But when you're a little kid and you're watching a superhero movie and like an actor in the movie says shit and you're like, oh, this is
Damn.
this is so cool. You know, you fucking live for that shit. That was for the little ones.
I guess so.
I mean, I'll say none of the Ant-Mans have ever been my favorite, like in the MCU. But by golly, are there much worse MCU movies than Ant-Man and the Wasp and Quantumania?
Yeah, still better than Thor: Love and Thunder.
I disagree.
Really?
Yeah, I don't understand the hate for Thor: Love and Thunder. Like, I understand why some people like wouldn't really like it that much, but like, I feel like the hate's excessive.
Maybe I need to go back and rewatch it.
I also really like the idea of the events of the movie being told in the perspective of Korg. Because like it is. Like the movie starts with Korg talking to the kids and telling them what happened. And then it ends with him finishing up the story talking to the children. So like I know that doesn't address like what we actually sat down and watched, but like thematically, I really like that idea. And like maybe on the next, in the next Thor movie or in the next reference of the events of Thor: Love and Thunder, like it might be revealed to us that like that shit was not cute and funny, and like Thor really went through some shit, and like this is just how Korg is recounting the events, and is like typical, like funny, quirky. I'm Korg, hee hee, you know. But
I guess so.
Because like another reason for why people think that's the case is at the very end, again, spoilers for Thor: Love and Thunder. Thor like grants Thor powers to all the kids. Like he's never done that before ever in any of the movies, and I don't know if that's a thing he can do in the comics. Like just grant it willy nilly. Like I think the person has to be like properly worthy, and so that might just be a way of Korg making the kids believe that they can grow up and be as strong as Thor one day too, kind of thing. So like I wonder how much of an unreliable narrator Korg was throughout that whole movie, or like if it really was just this silly adventure that they went on.
Yeah, I like that theory a lot. I hope they're right. Although I mean, it was a silly movie.
It was.
It's Taika. It's Phase 4 Marvel. It's I don't know. It's gonna be a little lighter. There's gonna be banana peels and whoopee cushions all over the place. Like I get it. That's the state of the MCU. Not in Black Panther though. Even though Black Panther had some decent comedy in it.
It did.
But definitely more of a serious superhero movie, I guess.
Yeah, I think I saw a Reddit thread where they were talking about like their theory is that Marvel they planned on Black Panther being the new face of the MCU. So like now that they phase out, Iron Man, Captain America as like, your fucking Batman, Superman, like your front runners, like your next generation leader, or your leader of the next generation of the Avengers would be T'Challa, which would make sense.
Mm-hmm.
He's a leader. He's fucking dope. He can do his thing. Like he could lead the Avengers, like the Avengers Mark II. And so, there's at least that one person's theory was like that's what they thought, and it was like it kind of makes sense. And then like now their plans are just completely like they're having to scramble and like try and figure out the continuation of the MCU.
Yeah.
And it's like it would make sense because it does seem fairly disjointed in certain chunks. So I don't know. Like I'm still down. Like I'm still enjoying watching the MC movies for sure. And I would like to see where we're going with all this, like how they're going to be tying this all together.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to the next Avengers movie for sure, and Blade, Guardians,
And Blade.
I mean, I'm gonna see it.
I'm kind of ready for them to be wrapped up. Like, yeah, I'm kind of glad this is the last Guardians movie.
Yeah,
because like they're fine.
The first one was magical. I thought the second one was good too.
Yeah, they were. Yeah, I liked them a lot.
Just getting a little burnt out. I think the Marvel shows just really wore on me, man.
I also think Infinity War ruined Peter Quill.
I'm sorry, what you saying? Too.
I was saying I think Infinity War ruined Peter Quill. Like between Chris Pratt being Chris Pratt in real life and then Peter Quill being Peter Quill, it's just like, man, I don't like either of these.
Yeah,
I don't want any more of this.
Yeah, and Chris Pratt is Mario. I'm like, it's too much, man.
He's turning into the male equivalent of Jennifer Lawrence, where like Jennifer Lawrence was in like she was just in everything, and then people just started to get like Jennifer Lawrence fatigue, and then even she recognized she's like, yeah, people are just kind of like hating me now because I'm just like I'm in everything. And so she took a break from acting for a while. And like her relatability.
Lawrence, she seems like a real person. I mean, I don't know, but she doesn't seem like she's putting on a show when you watch her in interviews or on like the Graham Norton show or something like that.
I think that's where a lot of the memes started, where it's like, oh, like look at me, I'm so relatable, like I'm a real person, you know? Like that definitely became a meme. And it's like, I mean, like I understand, but like, yeah, I think everyone just got like really Jennifer Lawrence fatigued, like really quick. And so I feel like that's partly what's happening with Chris Pratt. But also he's got some troublesome ties in real life. So it's yeah, he's all over the place. People don't really like him anymore, and it's just like
I don't know enough about the troublesome ties.
I think the main big one is there's this really like a church in California that like a lot of the like high profile like Hollywood actors attend. And they have very they've got some unsavory views towards the queer community. And you know, very like outright loudly so. And so while he personally, to my knowledge, hasn't like put any of his own opinions specifically out there, yeah, there's like, you know, those comments that he made about his political beliefs and his association with that church is a thing. And so it's like, how can you be a part of a church that is so like anti like queer community?
Okay.
And then like you just like not see a problem with it kind of thing. So people don't like the church he associates with, which is fair. And I believe he's shown his political affiliations that people largely don't agree with as well.
Okay.
So,
all right.
People just don't like him.
Well, he's
in too much shit right now.
He does not agree with it, but you know, he's making his choices. See, what really bugs me about Chris Pratt, the guy, is the interview that was shown of him after they released the Super Mario movie trailer, which I got no skin in that game. Like I don't really care. But when he was talking about like, I remember when I was a kid playing Mario, stomping on Goombas, and I was like, I don't believe that you've ever played any video game ever. Like just based off of this interview alone, you're the kind of guy who would like pick up a controller upside down and be like, what do I do? Like, I don't believe you. And weird casting for Mario. So yeah, I've already now Chris Pratt has left a bad Italian taste in my mouth.
Italian.
And Peter Quill
sucks. Hey yo, I'm Mario.
Yeah.
I'm Italian.
Whoa, where's the
here we go.
Where the pipes?
Where's my Princess Peach? Huh?
I found this great post on Reddit 2 days ago. This guy was like, had to call a plumber because my toilet wasn't flushing right. And they found the ironic source of the clog, and it was a Super Mario jumping out of a pipe toy that I guess their kid had to like flush down the toilet.
Incredible.
Pretty cute. Goddamn kids.
God
I used
damn
to I
kid.
used to flush whole tubes of toothpaste down the toilet when I was a kid. My
Like
mom had to like
packaging and all, or you
oh
just
yeah
like squirt it
no
into the
like
toilet?
packaging and all. It's just like once I realized like stuff would go down the toilet, I was like everything in the bathroom's going down the toilet.
Everything must go. It's a fire sale.
And I actually remember the plumber, and I must have been like 4 years old, and my mom and the plumber in the bathroom with me, like
just pulling
stuff
shit
out. I remember them both, like all of us were like laughing about it, like I wasn't in trouble. They just had to explain like you can't do this. Whoops, it happened. That's all right. It was just fun to put stuff down the toilet.
When I was little, my brother, my next oldest brother, he was pooping and he was playing with he liked like the light up yo-yos back in the day.
Oh yeah.
He was playing with a light up yo-yo and he dropped the yo-yo in the toilet, in his poopy toilet. And so he didn't want to fish it out, so he flushed it, and of course it got stuck. And I remember my neighbor, he's kind of like a handyman. I don't know if he did like carpentry or like trade stuff for work like by day, but like we would always like call him up for just like random like handyman shit. And so he came over to like try and like fish it out. And I remember like they weren't able to get it out like just normally, so they had to like take the toilet like off the floor and like
God.
fish out this fucking yo-yo out of the like, you know, the pipe that goes into the ground. And I just remember that like distinctly when I was younger.
So how did
how mad my mom was.
How did it get found out that he was the culprit?
I think he just like fessed up to it.
Oh, okay.
Or like he, you know, it's like you can't really hide a clogged toilet in a house full of 4 boys for very long.
There's a lot of poop.
There's a lot of poop. A lot of
also
pee.
maybe it was like his yo-yo. Like who else?
I also think it was his yo-yo. Yeah.
Not a great toilet toy.
No, like yeah, it's
gonna go down
in toilet toy,
right? And what's below you? The toilet.
Yeah, I mean it should have been secured to his finger. Like why was he playing with a yo-yo? You know?
What if it was, and once it was in the toilet, he was like, nah, and just took the string right off his finger.
You know what? You might be onto something. He's like, I don't want to pull this back up.
Yeah, no, it's too late.
It's all covered in poopy. Imagine like, you know, like when you like throw a yo-yo down to like sleep it. Imagine doing that with a yo-yo covered in poopy. He's like a buzzsaw flinging poop all over the place.
Oh my.
That was the alternative, and he said, nah, not today, fam.
Oh my god.
And he tried to flush the evidence, and it didn't work. Speaking of flushing evidence, whatever happened with the whole like Alex Murdaugh murder trial?
Ooh.
You watched a documentary about that, right?
So Alex and I were watching the documentary the day he got not sentenced. The day he was found guilty. The verdict was presented, which I think the jury only deliberated for 3 hours.
Yeah, it was like super quick. I remember hearing that.
Dude, I mean, Alex Murdaugh, his son was being charged with manslaughter because he was drunk on a boat, I think at like 17 years old.
Oh, that was this story.
Yeah.
I thought you were telling us, because I remember you telling us about it. I didn't know that was the Alex Murdaugh story.
Yeah, it's funny. We had like just watched it, and Alex looked at her phone. She was like, oh my God, like he was just found guilty. It's a good documentary. I think it's on Netflix.
Wow, spoiler alert.
Yeah, spoiler.
Like
Here's
in the middle of watching the documentary.
We started with the end. Whoops.
I'd be like, damn, let us finish the Netflix.
We started
like,
with
you guys
Vader.
are watching the documentary.
Yeah, sorry.
And it's like, well, I mean, I don't know. I feel like everyone knows he's guilty. But I just think it's funny, like you guys are watching like the documentary, and then she gets a text on her phone, like, oh my God, he's guilty. It's like, well, thanks, man.
Yeah, I think she literally just Googled his name and was like, oh. Fuck yeah, it's
that's funny. That's hilarious. Like, how is this gonna end?
She knew the trial was going on, so I didn't even watch the last episode because I know what happens at this point.
Yeah.
But in short, his son is drunk on a boat with his friends. They're like seniors in high school, and he gets into a fight with his girlfriend. Apparently, his son was allegedly abusive. I don't know, but he gets mad and goes to the front of the boat drunk. And just throws the throttle down, and they're driving down this river, and the boat collides with the support beam of a bridge, and it launches people off the boat. People get injured, and the girl is not recovered, And because Alex Murdaugh his family was so influential in town, the cops were, kind of working with him, and they were like, oh, we can't find this girl. Just, give it a little time. Like, we're going to keep looking for her. Don't call her parents. We don't want them to come down here panicked. Yeah, we'll find her. And they found her days later, further down, like significantly further downstream. And she had died, unfortunately. She succumbed to her injuries. So it's really like, what were the cops doing? There's a lot of video footage of this. What were the cops doing?
When did that happen? Like, when did their murder or manslaughter happen? Like, how long was this covered up for?
It was okay. So that was being covered up. It was being covered up. They were trying to pin it so that they were saying that his son's friend was driving the boat. He wasn't driving the boat, which was not true. And they had lawyers and all of these forensic guys try and, disprove that. I can't remember how long it was. I mean, this was going on for a year or two. And then one day, Alex Murdaugh calls police and says his wife and son have been shot. The son that was in trouble and his wife were killed with automatic weapons, an AR-15, I believe.
What the fuck?
And it turns out he did it. Killed his son and his wife. Son was in a lot of trouble. I can't speak as to why he killed his wife. So he thought he could cover up
another murder?
Yeah, and apparently they had also, their cleaning lady had died. And
damn.
The older son was linked allegedly to a murder of his friend. Apparently one of his friends had been beaten to death on the side of the road. Or the car, the friend's car had broken down, and then they found him dead near the side of that. I'm like paraphrasing, but so the family was actually linked to several other deaths in town.
So in other words, don't associate with that family, like in any capacity.
Well, unfortunately, there's only one left, and that's the only older brother. And Alex Murdaugh has two brothers as well. I'm sure there is family, but it's tragic. It's really fucking tragic.
That's fucking wild.
Yeah, man. And this all last week, I believe he was
imagine convicted. Just like not killing people. Like imagine. That's crazy.
It
must be difficult to just not kill people.
Trying to like solve your murder problems with more murder. I don't know. It's a gamble for sure.
It feels like a very short pier that you're taking a walk down,
Mm-hmm.
Like I can't imagine that's a sustainable way of avoiding your problems.
Yeah.
Like killing your problems as they arise seems to have a very short half-life,
Yeah, fighting fire with fire. I mean, there's a reason the firefighters shoot water out of their hoses and not fire. You know what I mean? So, I don't know. Maybe Alex Murdaugh's never seen a fire truck before.
Yeah, I mean, it is a fire hose.
Yeah,
like, why not?
So it's misleading, honestly.
It is.
We got to call them watermen.
Yeah, they should be watermen, water boys, water trucks,
and your water
hose.
Yeah,
water hydrant. Like imagine turning the wrench on a fire hydrant and it just starts spewing flames.
Mm-hmm. I mean, that's the old saying. Like, I would also understand, like, if someone made the mistake, they were like, "Oh man, fire with fire, it's not working."
Yeah. Instead of FDNY, it'd be WDNY.
WD.
The water department. Quick, call the water department. We have a fire on our hands.
What about the fire department? You think we need more fire? Have you seen this building?
You're crazy. Get at it. We need water, not fire.
Oh my god.
Yeah, missed opportunity.
Yeah, unfortunate.
Like I know, like the city. I don't know, maybe it was too confusing with like, the city that was already handling like water, like water treatment, water distribution, all that.
Well, the water treatment's really poop. That's true. Poop treatment. brown guys. That's the brown department.
The brown boys.
Dude, the other day when you're like, so we queued up for a competitive Overwatch match.
The code brown.
We whooped him on the attack. And here comes the defense. All right, this is going to be easy. Rob leaves the game, disappears, leaves Discord, comes back. He's like, oh, I had a brownout. I didn't know what that meant. I was a little confused. I thought it was an emergency, you know?
He thought I had a yo-yo to go play with, you know what I'm saying?
I was confused.
Thank you
for explaining it to me.
Yeah.
When the power goes off and on again.
Yeah,
I just thought you straight up shit your pants.
No. There would be a little more warning than just like I wouldn't hit the kill switch, you know? I'd have to apologize and be like, I gotta go.
Yeah. You also have a wireless headset, right? So you could just talk to me, you know?
That's true, yeah.
Or you know what we could you gotta get a wireless mouse and keyboard. Could have gotten on Steam Deck. You gotta get a wireless mouse and keyboard, so if that ever happens, you go in the bathroom, put the keyboard on your lap, use your thigh, like the side of your thigh as a mouse pad, and I'll be your eyes, and I'll just tell you what to do. Shield up, shield up.
Incredible. Yeah, run around as a ride. Shield up, hammer swing, shield. It's like what is Twitch plays Pokemon. Like you're telling me the inputs, and I just do them, hoping for the best.
Oh my god, can we try that one day? Blindfold Overwatch.
Pretty dope. Yeah.
I love that. It's got to be competitive though.
We got to do that content like the next time I'm there or like next time you're here. We'll do like a stream where like we can do that shit where like you take keyboard, I take mouse, and then we can swap. And then we could do, you know, like one person blindfolded, like, you know, person on keyboard's blindfolded or person on mouse is blindfolded.
Oh my god, I would fucking love that.
That's good content right there.
Right? Yeah. The blindfolded, dude. It'd be crazy if we were getting kills too.
I mean, we'd have to, right? Maybe we can make like an alt account, so like we don't have the MMR of like gods that we are.
Blind sodium. And we just go in there, just wrecking all the noobs.
Wrecking house, yeah.
We're just like walking into walls. Dude did nothing.
Swinging at walls.
Getting reported. Gameplay sabotage. Blind sodium. Gameplay sabotage.
Gameplay sabotage. Surely, dude.
Thank you for reporting.
Fantastic.
Action has been taken against this person.
Go and load up. We're fucking banned. What? What do you mean? We're trying. But yeah, so apparently Texas had the audacity to have a severe weather event. And so that was the only time I had any issues with my power. Was that one little blip when we're trying to play fucking competitive Overwatch.
Oh my god.
And then we tried again and you got kicked from servers for no reason. And
I just got kicked
out of comp for 15 minutes.
I got kicked. And then the match ended because it was so early, and then I got suspended.
Oh, yeah, I made it in, yeah.
So it wasn't even like I got kicked and was like, okay, let me join back in. Because it just took me to the main menu. It wasn't even like the game closed. There was no fucking explanation as to why. So we played 2 and lost 2 immediately. I'm happy
it just wasn't in the cards.
I'm happy you can't see your SR score anymore. Because if I saw myself go down the 50 points... I would have had a fucking conniption.
You know what's happening. You're just not out of sight, out of mind, you know?
Dude, I had a little conniption in the car today. I screamed at the top of my lungs. It was actually kind of relieving.
Dude, oh, it's so cathartic. Like when there's just something like when I go pick up groceries, what was it, Saturday? Mm-hmm. So the way that my grocery store, the way they work is like there's a preset amount of like pickups that they'll schedule, because like, you know, you can't just all hours of the day and night be fucking, you know, running groceries essentially. Yeah. So like once there's been like enough like pickup time slotted for like a certain like hour block or half hour block, however they do it, like, you know, they make that time not available. Like you can't, you know, like it's either too soon for you to go for them to shop and for you to pick it up, or they've had, you know, too many people book those time slots. Fine. So I was putting in, so on Saturday I was grocery shopping, intending to pick it up Sunday, like the next day, which is what I normally do because all the times are gone. But so I go to my cart and they're like, oh, like we have time available like tonight, like all the way out to like 9 or 10 p.m. I was like, yeah, I'll go around like what? Like I think I set it for between 8 and 8:30 because I wanted to go have dinner with my mom.
Mm-hmm.
So I was like, yeah, and she's literally right behind the grocery store. So I'm like, okay, boom, we'll go eat dinner. And then I'll swing by, pick up my groceries at, between 8, 8:30, and then I'll come home. So I got there like, 5 minutes after 8, and I didn't get my groceries until like 9:15. I pull in and they have like the designated like curbside pickup spots, like a sign with like a, letter and number that you text, and they're like, all right, great, we'll come and put them in, bring out your groceries. Every single spot in the parking lot was full. Like people were sitting there waiting for their groceries to come out. And then there was so many people that like I was among like maybe a half dozen people that like we didn't have parking spots. Like there were no curbside pickup parking spots. So like we're all just kind of like floating around like the parking lot doing like laps or like, parked in some other parking spot waiting for somebody to get their groceries and leave. And it was just a fucking free for all of like as soon as a car, as soon as somebody started walking groceries out to that car, everyone's like, oh, I'm fucking ready. I'm ready to fucking hop in there. And it took me over an hour to get groceries when it takes like, you park and you wait like 5 minutes for them to come out. They load up your car and you leave. So it's like an 8-minute endeavor on a normal day, and it took me an hour to get my groceries.
Oh my god!
And when I was doing laps around the grocery store, I was screaming and hollering, and it felt pretty good. I was pissed, but it felt good.
Yeah.
So I feel that.
Sometimes you just gotta let it out, and it's great when you're in the car because like nobody can really hear you. Like I can't do that in my apartment. Someone's gonna call the cops.
That was the plot line of Aliens 4. In your car, nobody can hear you scream.
Yeah, that was a good one.
He was like, fuck. Yeah, I think I was speeding around the parking lot screaming like, oh, like God forbid I come and pick up my fucking groceries. And I was just like screaming into the oblivion doing laps. Yeah.
Everyone had the same idea. What was it, Saturday night?
Yeah, it was fucking Saturday night between 8 and 8:30. Oh my god. Everybody was picking up groceries.
Get a fucking life.
Like fuck you. I'm here to pick up groceries, not any of you fucks. Go away.
When did that become a hot time for groceries?
Right? Like what the fuck?
Unless you were picking up like booze and stuff to throw a party, like relax.
Like I understand, like 6 p.m., 6:30, everyone's getting out of work and there's like, oh, I'll grab groceries on the way home, like whatever. Like, I would expect that, but fuck 8:30 p.m. on a Saturday?
Unbelievable.
What the fuck, man? Y'all should be out like, not at the fucking grocery store. But dude, guess not.
I got pissed off today. So I have to take constant COVID tests for work. And every TV and film production in the city has they have their own COVID unit. All they do is like test people, or they have some sort of partnership with some sort of like health service that does it. So you got to go to wherever they need you to go and take the fucking COVID test. Great. So I went today, and it's at the CBS studios, and I go in there, and there's like a tray with
CBS,
instructions.
like the Walgreens alternative.
I'm sorry, CBS, like the conglomerate fucking. I don't know who owns CBS. Viacom. Not the pharmacy. Yeah,
probably.
Sorry, CBS. B is in Brandon. B is in.
How long was the receipt for your COVID test?
So I go in, I take the COVID test, and like, oh, you have to wait 30 or 40 minutes and check in with us for the results. And I'm like, why? They're like, well, sometimes
like 15
it doesn't
minutes, right?
register.
What?
And then their COVID, they just bought the over-the-counter, like, at-home COVID test things.
Yeah.
That you could buy.
Yeah, they say like, what, 15
like,
minutes
oh, sometimes it doesn't work. Well, you know what? That sounds like a fucking you problem. You're CBS, you could afford to get better machines, and there's this whole lobby of all these, like, crew and actors. Everyone's fucking waiting 30 to 40 minutes for the results, and I was like, I'm gonna go wait in my car. And I was just, like, yelling and bitching and moaning walking down the block. And I went to the bank, and I came back 45 minutes later and went to the girl. She was like, oh, your results aren't ready. I was like, it's been 45 minutes. She's like, sometimes it takes 30 to 40 minutes. And Rob, I just stood there. Picture this. It's me with a black mask on, and I just stood there staring at her, unblinking, with just the dark circles under my eyes, and I just stared at her. She's like, well, give me a minute, I'll go check. And she walked away, and she came back. She's like, oh yeah, your results are in. You're good, you're cleared. I'm like, okay, so my results weren't in because you didn't just bother to go fucking check.
To just put your eyeballs on the fucking
And she literally,
stick.
what's your name? Oh, they're not ready, so gonna have to wait a few more minutes if you want to have a seat. Like, no. I'm done having a seat.
I will not be waiting.
I'm done. Every other production in the fucking tri-state area sends me a text or an email, or they have an app or a website that gives me the results. I don't sit here, watching the paint dry just in case your shitty machine does a shitty job. I was a little mad. My throat's still a little hoarse from the screaming in the car. I also could not find parking, and they said in the email, we're gonna be closed from 1 to 1:30, and I was supposed to get there at 12:50, and I was like, cool, I'll park, I'll get the test, and I'll leave. Enjoy your lunch break. And I was like, if I get in there and they're like, we're on lunch, you have to wait 30 minutes to take the test, and then argue with me over the 30 minutes to wait, I'm gonna lose it. I'm gonna absolutely just
that's
can't handle that.
It reminds me of when was it? I came back from where did I come back from? I was on vacation somewhere, and it might have been when I came back from visiting you. That one time I come back, I drive from the airport, I'm driving back home. And it's like late. I think it was like just about 1 a.m. I think by the time I was like, driving back. And I was like, all right, I wanted to stop at like Wendy's, like grab, just food on the way back. And so I'm like on my Google Maps, like looking to see who's still open, like what's just some quick food I can grab real quick. And it was like, oh, like Wendy's, they're open until like 1 a.m. I was like, all right, like bless. And it was like 12:45, I think it was a.m. And I drive up, and like I start pulling into the drive-through, and I'm like sitting there, and like no one is like saying anything over the intercom. I was like, hello, like no one says anything. So I start like driving like around the building, and I see like employees are like taking trash out. I was like, hey, are y'all are y'all not open? And they go, no, we're closed. I was like, Google says y'all are open until 1 a.m. And he goes, oh, like we closed at like 12:30 or something like that. And he's like, we start closing at 12:30, and then we're closed at 1. And I was like, that's not what the fuck this means, like at all. Like when it says you're open till 1, that's not what that means. Like you're serving people until 1. And I was like, whatever, it's fucking 1 a.m. I'm not gonna sit here and argue with these fucking Wendy's employees in the parking lot that started closing half an hour before they're supposed to be closed. It's like, all right, whatever. So I leave, and I was like, all right, fine. I'm just gonna I don't want to do this, but I'm gonna go hit McDonald's because it was like right down the street from me. So I pull into McDonald's, and it's one of those McDonald's that have 2 drive-through lanes. And so I just like drove into like one of them. It was just like the easiest one to turn into as I was pulling into the parking lot. And the guy's like, oh, like, welcome to McDonald's. Like, how can I help you? And I was like, yeah, can I get like this? And like, I think I was like, I'd like a McFlurry or like whatever.
This guy sounded really,
like,
he sounded congested. Was he feeling okay?
He sounded congested and tired because granted, it's fucking 1 o'clock in the morning. And so he goes, so like, ask for like whatever I want. And he goes, all right. And he goes, are you paying cash or credit or card? And I was like, card. He goes, oh, like, actually we can't accept, like cash in this lane or whatever. Or no, he goes, sorry. I pulled into the lane, and he goes, oh, like this lane's closed. Like you have to go into the other drive-through lane. Like they're next to each other.
But
like,
you're talking to me right now.
Exactly. Through the intercom. And he goes, oh, this lane's closed. And I was like, it's 1 a.m. Nobody is around. No, he was serious. And I was like, I kind of paused. I was like, you can't just like take my order here. Like we're like, he goes, no, I can't get closed. You got to go to the other drive-through lane. I'm like, really? Like seriously? He goes, yeah. I was like, oh, for fuck's sakes. I put my car in reverse. I back up, and I fucking pull into the other lane. He goes, welcome to McDonald's. Can I take your order? Like, I feel like I was in a fucking movie. And I was like, Jesus. All right. So I'm going to get like McFlurry, like whatever. And I was like reading off my order. And he goes, are you paying cash or card? I was like, card. He goes, oh, actually, we can't take card right now. We can only take cash. I'm like, you are absolutely you're fucking me right now. was like, really? Seriously? He goes, yeah, like, our card machine's down or some shit. And I'm like, you could have told me this 8 minutes ago when we're doing this whole fucking song. And like, I felt like I was in like, dude, where's my car? I was like, all right, cool. Thanks for fucking nothing. And then I ended up going to like a fucking 7-Eleven. I got like an ice cream sandwich or like whatever.
An ice cream.
Yeah, it was like I went from like, yo, I'm gonna get like fucking like a burger from like Wendy's and like a Frosty maybe because I was fucking hungry. Like I hadn't eaten all day. I think I'm gonna get, so maybe some Wendy's, and Wendy's was like, nope, go fuck yourself. No. And I talked to Dickface in the fucking the most complicated McDonald's ever, who couldn't help me in the end. Because God forbid I pay with plastic in the year of our Lord 2021.
Like, oh my bad, we're actually not taking money right now.
Yeah, everything's just like free, but you have to, it's like, fuck you, man. I'm so over this whole fucking song and dance. So it was the goofiest, dumbest thing I've ever been a part of in a fast food parking lot. There's been some shenanigans in fast food parking lots.
Dude, did I ever tell you about the time I was at Dunkin' Donuts? It was like super early in the morning. I was getting a bus to go to Alex's parents' house. This is in December. And I had a Dunkin' Donuts gift card that I got for Christmas like a few days prior. And I was like, all right, like, I'll go get like an Egg McMuffin and a coffee. So I order the stuff, and I have this gift card, and she swipes it. She's like, oh, this gift card's not working. Let me ring you up on this register with this gift card thing. Does it. Puts the gift card in. She's like, oh, one's not working either. And this has already been like a minute or two, and like I just have my wallet out, and I'm like, ugh, whatever. And I pull out, I start like pulling out money. She's like, oh, so you want to pay with cash? I was like, no, I don't want to pay with cash, but I don't really have a choice.
I have at this point.
So it was. So my change should have been like $11 and like 17 cents or 27 cents, whatever it was. And she's like, oh, we don't have any coins right now, so I'm just gonna give you back $11. And I just went, what is going on here today?
Give me $12.
At that moment, I should have been like, give me my money back right now, and I should have just walked out of the store.
Yeah, just like, I don't even want your food.
It's been 3 months. I still like it keeps me up at night. I'm like, I should have just been hungry through the bus ride. We ended up getting Cracker Barrel when I got there anyway. Like I didn't even need the sandwich.
Hell yeah. Dude, Cracker Barrel fucks.
It was so good. It was
Cracker
so
Barrel's
good.
Like, it's one of the few like chain as fuck like restaurants that are just like, they're so good.
Dude, I got blueberry pancakes with eggs, hash browns, and bacon on the side.
Ugh.
Destroyed the entire thing. Best blueberry pancakes I've ever had in my entire life.
Damn.
It's funny too. I said that in front of Grandma Didi, and she was like, even better than my pancakes. And I was like, yeah,
like,
Didi.
You heard what I said.
Sorry.
I didn't fucking
Sorry, Didi. Yeah, we're talking about Cracker Barrel here. Those guys are professionals.
Quit making this about you. Jesus Christ.
Yeah.
The pancakes here are great.
Eat one of those pancakes and then look yourself in the mirror.
Hey, yo, Ma, you one of these to tell me I'm lying.
So fucking good.
That sounds
classic.
Great.
And that poor girl at Dunkin' Donuts had to get yelled at like 5:30 in the morning. You know, I'm sorry. It just had to happen, you know?
Yeah. And like, sometimes you don't have to, like, you're not yelling at them. You're just like yelling about the situation.
Yeah, I literally said, what is going on here today? I'm just asking her. Like, I need to know, you know?
Please explain this to me. Yeah, I would have been very frustrated.
Mm-hmm.
Dunkin's got good breakfast.
Really?
I feel like very underrated breakfast.
Good croissants.
They got great croissants. Like they do like the breakfast sandwiches like on croissants.
Yeah, that's the
dude. They're good. Their donuts are barely passable for donuts, but like their breakfast sandwiches, pretty good.
I think honestly, I usually get everything on an English muffin anyway, but it's fine.
Yeah.
Their donuts are trash, though. I'll say that.
Yeah.
Their blueberry muffins.
Because we've had Duck Donuts.
Oh, the Duck Donuts.
Everywhere sucks.
Dunkin's blueberry muffins are good, but that's because they're covered in sugar. They're like crusted with sugar, so you can't beat that.
Have you ever like looked into how many calories are in like those kind of muffins?
Let me see.
It's much more than you think.
You're kidding.
Do a little
460
for a muffin.
That's a lot for a muffin. It's got 20% of your daily cholesterol. It's got 390 milligrams of sodium.
And a muffin?
Holy fuck!
That's so much salt,
What
dude.
the fuck?
I think it's like half a packet of ramen.
20
Ramen's what, like 700 milligrams?
It's a lot, dude. I use like maybe a sixth of the seasoning powder when I make ramen.
Yeah, I always go light on the seasoning powder.
I just bought lower sodium bacon so I can make BLTs, Brandon lettuce tomatoes. Dude, it's got half the sodium of the regular like Oscar Mayer bacon. It was still insanely salty. Dangerous. My poor arteries. 43 grams of sugar.
Damn.
2 grams of fiber. You're not pooping good today after you eat this.
If anything, it's
this is gonna kill you. This is carbs, sodium, cholesterol, sugar.
Dude, 20% of your daily cholesterol in a muffin?
In a fucking muffin.
That's craziness.
That's sad, dude.
But they taste so. That's why they taste so good.
Oh my god. Yeah, I can't mess with those anymore.
You know what I've been doing recently is plain Greek yogurt with some bloobs, a little drizzle of honey.
Ooh, yeah. Oh, I love honey and Greek yogurt.
Pretty good. A couple weeks ago, I bought it was like this trail mix or like granola, and it had like dehydrated like banana chips, and it had like granola and some like flax seeds, like whatever, And so I did Greek yogurt with some honey and then some of that granola on top. Oof. Banana chips in Greek yogurt is pretty good.
I like banana chips. I'll pick one sometimes if I'm at Trader Joe's.
They have like the most satisfying crunch, I feel like. Like the way they crunch just hits different.
Yeah, and it feels like you're eating a healthy snack.
Well, you are. Just dried banana,
Yeah, I guess so.
That crunch, so you're like, you feel like you're eating junk food, but like you're eating just fruit, just dried fruit.
I had a big problem with the dried mango slices from Trader Joe's. That was a big issue for me. I was eating like
texture or flavor. Or you were eating too many of them.
No, I was eating like a pound every 48 hours. And then my belly feels so good because I just ate a bunch of mango leather.
A bunch of sugar and insoluble fiber.
Yeah. I don't feel so good.
It's going to sweep your insides out like a chimney sweep.
Yeah, I'm like, I know I should be hungry. My body just doesn't know what's happening inside of it. It's begging me to stop eating mango slices.
Get all this plant fiber.
Good.
Dude, mango is great.
Fucking love mango.
I had a mango tree in my yard growing up.
Damn.
Unlimited mangoes. It was great.
Oh, shit. Sometimes when I'm out, I'll see there'll be people around selling bags of like chopped up mango. I'll get on that.
Mm-hmm. Oh, hell yeah.
Dude, who in our Steam library is Hex Bank Appointment as their Steam name?
It's Maggie. She's playing the Forest right now.
Bank Appointment.
Hey, remember we did the last Drunk by Daylight we did where she kept talking about her fucking bank appointment? She's like, I can't stay on late. I have to get up early because I have a bank appointment tomorrow.
Go get you some low interest loans, girl.
And that became like the running gag for the night was like, oh, I have a bank appointment. Did I tell you guys I have a bank appointment tomorrow morning? And it's like that became the joke. And then so she made
Hex Bank Appointment. It just popped up on my screen. Hex Bank Appointment's now playing Sons of the Forest. I'm like, who in the fuck is that?
That would be our gal, Blue Magoo.
Good old Blue Magoo. Check her out on Twitch.
Twitch.tv/blue_Magoo.
Live right now.
Right this second.
Sons of the Forest. Pretty good. You want to talk about that for a minute?
Oh, please.
So
as soon as this podcast is done, I'm going live and I'm hopping on Sons of the Forest.
You're playing Sons of the Forest tonight?
I mean, she's playing.
Fuck, dude.
Like, what am I gonna do? Not play?
Right?
Damn.
Most wishlisted game on Steam before its release. Came out early access, $30. I love it. I mean, I really love it. I just wish there was more. I guess that's a good complaint. Right?
Yeah.
You know what I mean? How many hours I got? I got 27.8 hours. So already I got my money's worth out of a $30 game, I'd say.
Was it 30? Is
that what you paid for? 30 bones. Yeah.
So you're at what, almost $1 per hour?
$1 an hour? That's not bad.
That's not bad. I pay $1 an hour for quite a few things.
A lot of things. Unfortunately, we did that Steam library thing where you could see, the dollar per hour value of your entire library, and mine was like $9 an hour.
Was that like your overall average?
Yeah, unfortunately, hours played versus how much I've spent.
Was that directly through Steam, or was it like a link I sent?
I thought you sent it to me. I think it was from a third party.
Yeah,
But I don't know. I got some good deals on games. Resident Evil 4 is on sale, Green Man Gaming right now, $50 instead of 60.
For what?
Resident Evil 4 remake, 16% off. I mean,
Okay.
I think I'm gonna do it. But dude, it's a good game. It feels exactly like the first Forest. Like all the mechanics, everything, aside from the free building, which I really like. And for all the listeners at home, the Forest, survival game, first person, crash on an island. The first one you're looking for your son. This one you're trying to recover a billionaire, his daughter, and his wife, who were last seen on the island. And the island's inhabited by mutants and cannibals. So more of that.
Pretty much. You
I don't
gotta survive and build shit.
How are you feeling about Sons of the Forest?
I'm enjoying it. Yeah, I think I would agree that I think more content would be good. Cause like we're power users. We're power survivors when it comes to playing that. So I feel like we rushed through.
I feel like it's a little easy. I mean, we're playing it on normal. There is a hard mode. I just think it's easy. I almost wish there was a survival mode. I mean, again, it's early access. Crazy that this game was supposed to originally launch 10 months ago.
Yeah, May of 2022, this game was supposed to be out.
Yeah, that wasn't going to happen. But I just, like, I'll walk up to a pond with, like, a corpse floating in the middle of it, and I'll, cut my hand and drink some of the water, and it just goes towards my hydration. Like, that shouldn't be a thing.
Yeah.
Like, I should get poisoned. There should be parasites. I don't know. I keep thinking back to Fallout 4 did this great fucking survival mode, maybe 10 months or a year into its lifespan, where if you ate like raw, like undercooked meat or raw meat or drank contaminated water, you could get an infection, get parasites, and they're all different sorts of, ailments you could come under. Fatigue, and I feel like they do fatigue pretty well with how your hunger, sleep deprivation, dehydration affect your stamina, that kind of shit.
Mm-hmm.
I wish it was a little more survivally.
Yeah, you should pick up Green Hell. It's currently on sale for $17.50.
Okay.
It's very similar conceptually to the Forest. So like you're in this forest and you have to kind of like discover like the story of like why you're there. So like there is a bit of like a narrative behind it. But they have the survival aspect goes pretty far. So like if you're drinking unclean sources of water, you get parasites and like leeches. And so like you have to create like you craft like a little tool to get like a little leech remover to get leeches off you. And then like if you take damage and like you don't like keep it clean, like if you don't use like ointments and whatnot to keep it like not infected, it'll get infected, or like you can get parasites, and like you have to use like fish bones, I think, and you craft like a little tiny like mini knife to like excise like the parasite or like the abscess or whatever, and then like rebandage it. So like it goes into like that quite a bit, and like you can get like stomach parasites and whatnot, like poison arrow frogs like are hopping around, and like if you like grab one, like it poisons you. So like, you throw it in your inventory, like boop, you're poisoned. So it's like it has a lot of that dynamic, but conceptually very very similar to the Forest. So if you want like a little bit more of like the like that part of it, you have like a sanity meter. So like if you're like in the bush and you're just like sleeping in the mud, you have no shelter, like you're hungry, like you're fucking rough in it, you feel like shit, like your mental state starts to decline. And at a certain point you start hallucinating. So you'll get like auditory hallucinations of like people screaming or like talking.
Oh, that's
like out in the middle
cool.
of the forest at night. Or like you can visually hallucinate seeing like native tribes people like trying to attack you, and like you swing and it's like they disappear like nothing's actually there. And so like it starts to get like not fun at night if you don't have like shelter and a bed and food and like all that stuff. And so it's got a lot to it. It's a lot of fun. And I had like a couple of clips on Twitch of me playing that. I think one of the clips is in my BRB where it was like Gabe was getting annihilated by a jaguar in the jungle, and like I was like hiding up on top of like a tent or whatever. Like that was that game. That's Green Hell.
Yeah, I've seen clips of that. It's fucking
Yeah.
hilarious.
It's a lot of fun.
You guys getting
so
ambushed in the middle of the night by cannibals?
Yeah, it was crazy. Man, fucking tribes people just and like they roll up on you like 30 deep, and you're like, oh fuck, like oh shit, like these aren't fake. And like you have to kind of like check yourself, like you're running through, and like all of a sudden you see these like tribes people, and you're like, wait, am I hallucinating? Are these real? Like what happened? And then like they come and start hitting you, and you're like, okay, these are real.
I will say I love that playing Sons of the Forest solo. It does feel a little more like a horror game. Like I was getting scared more often for sure, especially in the caves.
Yeah, there was a really cool moment where this was after we had the shotgun, so like threat wise, I wasn't in any danger. But it was nighttime, and I had the shotgun. I had the underlight on it, like it was like the fully decked out shotgun, and I'm like sprinting through like the forest. I think we were trying to like meet up at a cave somewhere. But I think y'all were already in the cave, and I was trying to like meet up with you guys. And so it's raining, it's thunder and lightning outside, pouring rain, it's loud. I'm sprinting through the forest, pitch black at night with just my weapon, my shotgun mounted light. And I'm like hearing cannibals like screech and yell, and like they're running straight at me, like coming out of like the sopping wet bushes. And I'm just fucking blowing away with the shotgun, like as I'm like full sprint. And then like the ambiance and like that moment, I was like, oh, this is so fucking cool. Like the flash of lightning lighting up the forest, me blasting cannibals with the shotgun. It was so cool. I was like, this is so cool. Like the foliage density was just couldn't see shit, and they're lunging at me through the underbrush.
That's dope.
It's great. Yeah, it was a good time.
The underbrush.
Yeah, but like I had a shotgun, so like I was fucking untouchable. So like the threat not there, but the ambiance 11 out of 10.
Yeah, I'm liking it. I feel like if obviously I want to beat the game. I feel like if we're gonna play more, I would pitch that we do it on hard. Or I just feel like once you're in a group, you just dominate.
Yeah, like you're untouchable.
You're untouchable. And
yeah.
we
there needs to be some risk.
We streamlined getting all the major tools. We got the rope gun, the shovel, and then we were able to just excavate the shotgun, and then we're just a bunch of gods.
Yeah.
Lording over this island. So
there's a bunch of naked dudes with sticks and clubs, and we have fucking tech armor and shotguns.
Living in a beachfront condo.
Yeah. A 3-story beachfront condo.
Seagulls, just living the life, dude. Drinking out of rivers, downstream. Great. I don't even care.
Yeah, fuck that. Give me whatever's upstream. It's more fiber in your diet,
Give me get your daily dose of cholesterol, dude.
Hell yeah. But yeah, if anything, I can give you my my Steam login if you want to try Green Hell, see what that's all about. Because I own it, and then if everyone's down to get it. If we want to scratch a little more of that survival itch,
yeah.
We can do that.
Let's see. Wasn't Sons of the Forest supposed to get an update today? No, tomorrow. Tomorrow will be 2 weeks, right, since it came out.
Yeah.
Has it really been 2 weeks since we podcasted?
Yeah, we missed 2 weeks.
Wow. Sorry, everybody.
Yeah.
Well, we got to bang out another one soon, sooner rather than later.
Yeah, maybe do like a double upload.
Yeah, I'm good with that.
I don't got anything going on Saturday.
Saturday would be good for me. I might stream, but after stream,
yeah, I'm down.
Could be fun.
And then at night, we got anime in The Last of Us. The season finale of The Last of Us.
Yeah,
I'm not ready for it to be over.
Yeah, that dude. I can't believe it's been 9 weeks. That flew by. Holy fuck! What a great show.
10 out of 10.
Yeah.
I saw a TikTok. Let me see if I can pull it up real quick so I get the numbers right. But they hit. I was on episode 8, right? Because 9's the last one. On episode 8, they hit. Where is it? Right here. Okay, so On season 8, they reached 8.1 million viewers.
That was the record, right?
That was the record.
They keep beating their previous record.
It took, so what was it? So according to Warner Bros, previously the title belonged to episode 4 with 7.5 million viewers. And then they got, so it's a 74% increase from the viewership on The Guy's Head's in the Way. But yeah, 8.1 million people 8.1 million viewers on that Sunday night. And it took Game of Thrones was the last record holder. It took Game of Thrones until the finale of season 5.
Wow. Holy crap.
So they did
them.
did Game of Thrones numbers in 8 episodes that it took them, the fucking biggest show in the world, 5 seasons.
What was the season 5 finale when Jon Snow gets stabbed? Arya faces off?
I didn't watch that show.
Okay.
I wasn't a Game of Thrones guy.
It was good until it wasn't.
They fucking smashed it out of the fucking galaxy. Apparently, Craig Mazin told Troy Baker, like when they were kind of like discussing everything, he was like, if we can get people to episode 3, like we got them, like we'll have them. So like, I guess, you know, like I know like they're being humble, and like with TV, like you never really know like for sure if what you're making is going to be successful, but like they had to have known the show was going to be fucking incredible.
Mm-hmm.
And then so like Craig Mazin was banking on, he's like, if we can get them to episode 3, like they're ours, like we got them. And that's fucking true, because the people that like don't know The Last of Us from the game, that are watching the show for the first time, like this is their first scope into The Last of Us. Like episode 3 just decimated everybody. They're like, this show's incredible.
Yeah, and it translates so well to the television.
Yeah, the way they adapted it is like flawless.
It's perfect, yeah. And it was, you know, it's kind of written that way, like the different chapters based around the seasons of the game. It is somewhat episodic.
Yeah, I mean, and it's also just like, it's very like thematic, I guess, if that's the word.
Mm-hmm.
Like or cinematic, I guess that's the word I'm looking for. So like as you're playing it, you're just like, you know, you get enough cutscenes and like enough like, all right, you put the controller down and just kind of watch now. Like you get enough of that where you're just like, oh fuck, you know, like you fight and then you sit and watch, then you fight, then you sit and watch. So it's like it's very much is a viewing experience as much as it is like a playing experience.
Mm-hmm.
And they crushed it, making it into a show.
I'm excited for Sunday night, man. I'm looking
Craig
forward
Mazin
to
and
it.
HBO out here just printing money. The HBO studios, the fucking printing press.
Yeah, they make good shit, dude. I'm excited for season 2.
Yeah, now it's gonna be in like 2026, man. It's gonna be so long.
Yeah,
fuck.
They gotta take their time. It's all right. Well,
no, they should have Infinity War Endgamed it. They should have just filmed both seasons all together, all in one go.
Dude, but they'd still be filming. We wouldn't have it yet. Too much.
Yeah, but then it would only be like a year between instead of fucking like
so much in the second game.
Oh,
I need to replay 2. I feel like I just replayed 1 by watching the show.
I know. I'm scared that as soon as the game comes out on Steam, I feel like I'm gonna buy it.
Buy it again. I kind of want to buy it too.
I'm too weak.
I'm weak.
Like I know how I am with money. Oh no! By now, it's purchase for myself.
Dude, before you do that, play the Dead Space remake.
I do need to do that.
Game of the year potential, man. I got Alex to play it last night. She never plays horror games. She never plays any of these games. But I was like, I want to see how it runs in your computer. And she played through the whole first chapter.
What?
By herself.
Did she like it?
She did. I could tell she liked it. But there were moments where she'd open a door and it would be a dark hallway. And she'd be like, nah, I don't want to walk through.
Nah, no thanks.
And she would just stand there and be like, go through. It's okay. Like, I was trying my absolute best to not backseat. There are also moments where like, Isaac, go activate that, fucking thing over there. And she'd like walk up to him and be like, Isaac, go activate that thing over there.
She's like, what do I do?
And she'd be like looking around the room. She'd be like checking stuff out. She'd be like, oh, this is cool. Oh, look at that. Oh, yeah. Okay.
Isaac, please.
Like, I'm sitting behind her, like, about to explode. I'm like, press the thing.
Like
But she did.
That one
She
kid
did
holding in the
good.
fart.
Yeah. That game's nice because it has a story difficulty below easy, so you could just play for fun.
Yeah.
You shoot a necromorph, its fucking leg goes flying off.
explodes.
Yeah, it's so satisfying. So didn't have to worry about getting chopped in half and like eaten alive.
That's good.
Pressure's off. Just enjoy.
Have you played Dead Space 2?
I did play 2. Dude, I think I went to GameStop at midnight to get 2, if I recall.
2 is great.
2 was great. I
should
never
co-op 3.
touched 3. Yeah, let's do it.
Like, it's fun, but like the story kind of sucks. But it's fun to play.
Yeah.
They did co-op well. I'll give them that.
The first one really, I feel like, captured lightning in a bottle. It was just a great third-person action horror, good story, lots of replayability, super fun. Like, it was perfect. And it's funny, too, because EA tweeted out, like, a week or two ago. They were like, hey, would you guys be interested in a Dead Space 2 and 3 remake? And in my opinion, no. Like, don't remake them. Make a new Dead Space game. Like, if the original's the best out of the 3, you remade the best one. Great. Like, what's next? Give me something good. Metroid Prime remake, great. It definitely needed a nice coat of paint because it does not look good on GameCube. But I don't know if I need to play all 3. They're talking about remastering all 3 again. It's a lot. Those games, it's a really great game, but it is very slow.
Which Metroid?
Metroid. It feels a little 2002-y, you know?
Yeah.
I am enjoying it though. I'm happy I'm just such a fucking fanboy. I'm happy the series is finally getting a little recognition. I'm sitting at like a 95 on Metacritic or something like that. 94 maybe.
Damn.
So that made me smile.
Damn, that's good.
Yeah.
That's really good.
Thanks. 94 on Metacritic for the remaster. 8.8 user score. Yeah. It's a good game. It's just it's slow. There's also some underwater portions. And you don't have the gravity suit, so you can't move fast. So you move really slow. So you have to do slow motion platforming. And if a big fish hits you, it knocks you off the platforms.
Oh,
and that made me want to just plant a GameCube controller through my fucking monitor. I was doing it 2 weeks ago, and I was like, oh, right. This game came out 20 fucking years ago.
Something about underwater, like, I don't know what it was about underwater levels on, like, old games, but, like, they fucking love that shit.
Just up the difficulty. Zelda, Mario. In every Metroid game, there's a point where Samus is underwater, just like hundreds of feet underwater, no gravity suit, and everything's just gonna be nice and fucking slow. Slow down. Walking in everything in slow motion. And I don't know why they torture the player like that.
Yeah, it was definitely a dark time in video game development, that's for sure.
Yeah. It was just every Nintendo game had to have water. They're like, okay, cool. Yeah. Here comes the water portion.
Mm-hmm. Ridiculous.
You fuckers. They're waterboarding us.
I want Jazz to play BioShock. I feel like she would like BioShock.
Yeah, if she doesn't know what the ending is already, I think she would love it.
I don't think she does.
Yeah. I think she would love it.
Yeah. Like if she liked
Dead Space, that made me happy. Yeah.
Yeah. Like I always like tie those two together, like BioShock and Dead Space. They came out at similar times, right?
Yeah.
Am I remembering that right?
Maybe a year or two apart. Yeah.
Yeah, something like that. Like that was just such a good time for like scary first person, or I guess like scary action adventure games.
Yeah, new IPs too.
Yeah.
Like new franchises, like, new ideas.
Guess what? New sick as fuck game just dropped, and you're like, yeah.
Yeah, we'd all get hyped watching the trailers, and we'd be like, all right, cool. Watching the trailers on, like, G4. Like, all right, dope.
Damn, I miss G4.
Dude, I remember getting super hyped about the first Assassin's Creed before that dropped. I don't know if it was in, like, a Game Informer article or something. I remember being at my friend's Trevor's house, and we were all just, like, getting so excited. We're like, oh, this is going to be a game changer. The second one was really good. It was cool. It's fun to get hyped. Fun to get excited. fun to
I remember
geek out.
watching G4 and they had like a panel. Yeah, BioShock came out in 2007 and Dead Space came out in 2008. Great times to be a gamer.
Did you see they remade the Twinkle Twinkle Little Star trailer with the new
what?
game? Remember there was a for the original Dead Space, there was a Twinkle Twinkle Little Star. There's like a little kid singing it, and the camera's panning out on like this like destroyed ship, and eventually reveals like this severed hand floating through space. They remade that trailer.
So.
That was like an iconic trailer for the original game.
I don't even know if I remember that. Damn.
It was
I'll
pretty
have
cool.
to look that up. That sounds pretty
I
cool.
love how you're like, what? The Twinkle Twinkle? Dude, you don't remember Twinkle Twinkle?
What? This, the nursery rhyme, yeah. The trailer, not so much.
Bro, pre-K nap time, dude. Where are you?
I was asleep. I was napping, dude. But I remember watching G4 and they had like a panel of like people on, and they it was like, I forgot like the name of the little segment, but they talked about like movies and stuff. And I remember they played the trailer, like the release trailer for Inception. And like all that trailer was like, it was a scene where Leo and what's her name, Ellen Page at the time, it was that scene where like the city like folds in half and like that dream sequence,
Yeah.
and like that's all they showed you in the trailer, and it was like, blah, Inception directed by Christopher Nolan, and it was like, blah, like did that whole thing, and then like everyone had to like give their thoughts on like the trailer. And like they were kind of like, they were split like 50-50. Someone was like, well, it's Christopher Nolan, so it's got to be pretty good. I'm gonna say this is gonna be a really good movie. And someone's like, I don't know, well, we'll see. And like little do they know, they're talking about fucking Inception, like one of the best fucking movies ever.
I fucking love Inception.
It's so good. But it was just, it's funny like looking back, like how cool is it that I like have that memory of like something so specific of fucking Inception, and people are like, probably gonna be mid. Someone else is like, I think it's gonna be pretty cool. And it's like, y'all are talking about
It
fucking
was
Inception,
so
dude.
good.
Yeah.
Dude, I remember I was working at Ruby Tuesday at the time when that movie came out. And I was meeting Will and Matt after work to go see it. And I was late, so I had to like sit by myself, but I had smoked a joint in my car, and I just sat there, and I swear to God, for the entire length of that movie, I did not blink. And I was so jilted when I got home too. Like all I could think about was Inception. So good.
I remember
I
at the end of the movie, spoiler alert if y'all haven't seen Inception, at the end of the movie when like he finally makes it home, and you know he sees like his kids, and like he spins the top first to like make sure that he's not dreaming, and then like he spins the top, they turn around, he sees their faces, then he just like fuck it, and he just doesn't even look at the top anymore, and like runs out to his kids. And then like, you know, the camera slow zooms in on the spinning top, and like it's closer and closer and closer, music swelling, and then like you see the top like ever so slightly start to topple, or like start to like wobble just a little bit, and then fucking cut to black. The theater was dead quiet, and I went, what? I was like, no, I was like, you can't cut it off there. I was so mad. So I'm like, damn, I hate
left
this.
you on the hook.
Literally, dude. Like I just, I was like so upset. Little me, and fucking was like 2009 or whenever the fuck that movie came out.
Dude, we got to
come to find out.
Sorry,
I was gonna say you come to find out that the top wasn't his what like totem, whatever the fuck they call him.
Oh, interesting. It was his wife's totem.
Yeah, and he explicitly tells Ariadne that you can't have like somebody else's totem won't work. Or it might have been Joseph Gordon-Levitt's character, I forget his name. So it's like when he was what do you say? His was the chess piece that he knocks over.
Yeah.
And then she's like, oh well, like let me try it. And he goes, no, like you can't like use somebody else's totem, or else like defeats the purpose. Like it makes it not work anymore. So like the movie straight up tells you like you can't use somebody else's totem as like your reality check. And then the entire movie, Dom is like, oh, it's my, like this was Maul's and this is my totem. It's like, no, like that doesn't work. So his totem is his wedding ring. Because when they're in the dream world, they're still married. That's why Maul is still around. So when they're dreaming, he's wearing his wedding ring. And then when he's not dreaming, when he's back in real life, like there's no need for him to have that wedding ring anymore. So he doesn't wear a ring when he's awake.
Okay.
And when he spins the top, he's not wearing his wedding ring.
Interesting.
Which tells you that the whole end sequence with his kids is real and not a dream.
Interesting. Okay.
Yeah. How cool is
Yeah.
that? And then what's also funny is the initials of all the main characters spells dream. Do you know about that?
Okay.
You've got Dom, was it Richard? Whoever was R, Eames, or whatever the fuck the guy's name was, and then Ariadne, and then whoever the fuck was M. I forget all the characters.
Michael Caine.
But Michael Caine. But yeah, like all their names spell dream, which is kind of funny.
Shit, I did not know that.
Yeah.
It's kind of cool. A little Easter egg.
Little Easter egg.
Dude, this November, we got to do November. We'll only watch Christopher Nolan movies.
But that means we have to watch fucking...
No, not Tenet. Not Tenet. If we watch Tenet, I'm putting the whole movie in reverse. Because that's what he wanted, right?
Oh, I actually wonder how that would work. I feel like that'd be kind of funny.
Probably not great because that movie sucks.
I remember as soon as we were done watching that, you were just like, the first thing you said on mic was Christopher Nolan is a fucking hack.
Yeah, I just feel like he had lost his way, man. Once they got to the big battle and there's like all these soldiers like running backwards with these stupid looks on their faces, I was like, I can't do it anymore. And I did my absolute best to pay attention. I'm like really
That's
keep
fair.
up, you know? Just, well, it wasn't my favorite. But Prestige, Inception.
So what are we doing for November? I feel like Inception we have to. The Dark Knight, I feel like we kind of have to.
Yeah. Prestige.
I fucking love Interstellar, but apparently Jumpy hates it.
He might. I mean, we could still watch it. I've only seen it once. I wouldn't mind watching it again.
It's fucking good. It's so good. It's yet another space movie where we go on a rescue mission to save Matt Damon.
Well, if we do it in November, we could watch Oppenheimer too. That'll probably be out.
Do a rewatch of Oppenheimer. Yeah, because it's out in July. Christopher November. I like this idea. Be a whole month of Nolan
it'll
movies.
be great. And maybe not Dunkirk.
I don't have any desire to see Dunkirk.
Yeah, you didn't miss
I'm
out.
sure it's fine. It's just, I don't know. Something about, was it World War II?
Memento?
Right? Have I seen Memento?
I've never seen some of his older films. Following, Doodlebug, Larceny, Tarantella. I haven't seen these.
Memento's the time machine, right? No.
That's when he writes stuff on his body. Guy Pearce, Carrie-Anne Moss.
No, I actually haven't seen Memento all the way through. I'm thinking of Primer. That's what
I haven't seen it either.
Primer's great.
I haven't seen
fucking
that.
Trippy. But it's good. Yeah, we got to do like a couple like classic Nolan and then some of the new Nolan. And then wrap it up with a Tenet.
Movie night. I was thinking people really want to do a Studio Ghibli month. I think we should kick it off tomorrow with Princess Mononoke. I know you're not a big Studio Ghibli guy. Have you ever seen Princess Mononoke?
That's one of 2 Ghibli movies I've seen.
Okay.
That and I think Ponyo I've seen.
Have you seen Spirited Away?
I don't know if I have. I know I've seen like bits and pieces of it.
good.
I don't think I've seen it all the way through.
It's pretty good.
There's a weird gap in my Ghibli movies, the same with like my Disney Pixar movies. Like I haven't seen Up, I haven't seen Wall-E, I haven't seen Tangled, I haven't seen Brave, I haven't seen fucking Finding Nemo 2. Like there was a weird gap in my Disney Pixar movies.
Dude, Rango.
I haven't seen Frozen, but that's to be expected.
No, we don't need to see Frozen.
Yeah.
We're 30-year-old men. It would be kind of weird if we were just at home alone watching Frozen.
Yeah, that's fair.
Yeah, Rango, the movie where Johnny Depp plays a little lizard. I couldn't.
Yeah,
I couldn't do it, man. I really did not like it, and that ruined all animated movies for me for a long time.
That's unfortunate because they're basically all really. Have you seen Big Hero 6?
I have.
Okay,
I liked it.
Like, oh, it's so good. Fuck, is it so good?
Yeah, I love The Incredibles too. I've never seen Incredibles 2.
Incredibles is great.
I love The Incredibles also, but I haven't seen Incredibles.
Tom Bien, yeah. There's a cool. I think I've mentioned it before, but so in Big Hero 6, Hero's brother Tadashi, spoiler alert, dies at the beginning. and that's like the catalyst.
Didn't even give them a second to be cover their ears. Spoiler alert.
Wait,
here it comes.
I haven't seen this movie. That's
like
8 years
my
old.
grandma summing up fucking
spoil the fuck out of
007 for me.
007, yeah.
Oh my god, I saw the new James Bond. Here's how it ends. I was like, yo.
Damn, bro. Damn, Dee Dee, chill.
I guess I don't need to see it now.
But in Age of Ultron, when Stark is going through his like the USB drives of all the different AIs that he has, like different ones that aren't Jarvis. One of the AI's name is Tadashi.
Well, that's dope.
Which is Heroes Brothers. It's actually kind of hard to see. Like it's a super low key Easter egg. But with Marvel being Disney, a little Disney movie Easter egg is one of the AIs is Tadashi.
I love that.
Yeah, really cool.
That's dope. Easter eggs. I love the little details.
So good.
Yeah, so let's get it down. So I was talking to Jumpy. I was thinking Studio Ghibli as the next theme. Then AI.
2000s action. Oh, AI, right.
AI future. People do want to do animated movies as a theme.
I'm cool with that. I'm totally down for that.
All right. And then I was thinking corny 2000s movies or 2000s action movies.
Should we include Blade in that? I feel like we have to at this point now.
We could.
Talked about it.
Yeah. I've never seen the original Blade. I've only seen Blade 2.
Really?
I've never seen it.
Oh. Yeah, so we have to. All this Blade talk, I figured you're up to date on your Blades.
I watched it a year ago.
Why? Why are you just jumping into 2?
I don't know, man. Dude, when did that movie come out? Dude, I was probably like 9 years old. I was playing Pokemon.
98?
I don't know.
So I don't know.
My parents rented it from the library. 1998? Yeah, I was 8 years old.
Oh, fuck. I nailed that? Really? Let's go. I had no idea. I didn't even have it up on Google. Look at me go. Yeah,
you knew.
Blade's good, man.
I'm down. I like Wesley Snipes.
Yeah, Chris Christopherson plays Whistler. It's great. Good shit.
I can't wait to see that. Love me a Whistler, dude. Big Whistler fan over here.
Yo, that's it. That's me too, dude. Crazy. Yeah, so we'll do Blade. So we got that's good. I'm glad we're nailing down themes for movie night because it gives us a lot to work with.
Mm-hmm.
No more of like, oh fuck, what are we doing? 6 on a plane, I guess.
Yeah.
Great movie, by the way.
This will be good. Yeah, great movie. And honestly, I'm stoked for AI. I also wanted to cut up like Studio Ghibli could be lighter, then we'll go a little heavier with AI. I really want to do Blade Runner 2049. Fucking love that movie.
I didn't finish it. I started it and then I don't remember why. I didn't finish it, but I thought it was
very good.
I don't think I stopped watching because I wasn't enjoying it. I think like something came up and I didn't go back to it for some reason.
Okay. You had a brown out?
I'm down to watch it.
Code Brown?
Brown, yeah, I had a really severe Code Brown that I had to address. An emergency situation. An emergency Code Brown.
Your choices are shit or die, man.
And I'm talking to you today, so I think
and heaven's getting denied an angel.
Oh man,
we've all been there, dude.
God gives his toughest soldiers the shittiest tests, shittiest battles, and I came out victorious.
Dude, never forget. Dude, God once gave me a battle on NJ Transit, man. That was a touch and go situation for me.
That was a fight for all heaven and earth right there.
Write my last will and testament out real quick. A Dunkin' Donuts napkin.
You died a free man.
I guess so. Write that on my tombstone. Not wrong. I guess.
Oh fucking hell. Good times.
Yeah. All right, so let's bang another one of these out this weekend. Let's talk.
Let's figure out an actual let's get an actual topic. Let's give the people like a good conversation about something specific.
Friends, we're giving you a fat rib with plenty of meat on next podcast. I hope you're ready.
Ribbed for your pleasure. That's where I thought you were going with that.
I was teeing you up for that. I knew you were
and I cracked it out of the park.
Also, and real quick, can we just if you're with friends, family, and there's more than 4 people, you got to get at least 2 pizza pies.
Just get a second pizza, or like some garlic knots.
Yeah.
Or like Pim Particle 1 giant garlic knot. You know, just something.
Mm-hmm. Because later on in the night, you're gonna want another slice. Maybe you got an air fryer at home, a toaster oven. It's gonna be good tomorrow.
You gotta crisp up that other slice, you know.
But yeah. And also, oh my god. Anyway. Hank Pym invites his granddaughter over for a slice of pizza. What is going on? Isn't he worth like millions? That was another thing
isn't he,
too.
like, rich?
First of all, they live in like a fucking massive house in San Francisco that's probably worth over $1 million easily. He's a renowned scientist. His daughter probably has like a license to kill, working with Shield. Like they've got money. Like Paul Rudd just had a successful book. I saved $8. Ooh. I didn't know money was that tight. We can't order a second pie.
How much is fucking Pim Corp worth? Pim Limited, Pim LLC. What are they working with?
Enough for coffers? Like, I don't know, 2 large Caesar salads for the table. You know,
enough for a second fucking pie.
Also, ridiculous. The fact that there was little like micro peppers on it is just fucking hilarious.
Well, maybe they were full-size peppers and they got shrunken.
It just opens up Pandora's box to like how this pizza was. I can't see. I'm getting back into it. I just can't. I can't.
Well, it doesn't even stop there. Is the thing. So like they explain that the like mass like still remains the same like when you get shrunken down, but yet like they're getting like, you know, Hank Pym or fucking Scott Lang shrinks down to the size of an ant and he's fighting. You know, he's punching them and they're getting hit like they're getting hit by a full-size human. But then meanwhile, he's getting like swatted away. Like, oh, like you're on my shirt. Let me swat you away real quick.
Yeah.
Like there's a 100 and with the suit, there's a 200-pound dude the size of an ant like on you or like grabbing your clothing, you know, like.
Yeah, it wouldn't be swattable.
Yeah, like they straight up tell you keep your mask regardless of what size you are, big or small. And yet they immediately just throw all of that out the window. Like Hank Pym's carrying around a tank, a military tank in his pocket. And then he makes it big and all of a sudden it weighs as much as the tank again. And it's like, stick to the rules that you just explained to us, please.
That's Marvel.
Like there's no running across
from scene to scene.
Yeah, like there's no running and crawling through Iron Man's armor, disabling it when you weigh 200 pounds. Like you can't. It's so yeah. It doesn't end there. It's all over the place.
And also, so think about this: if the mass stays the same, but it's just shrunk, couldn't you eat a micro slice of pizza and still get full? Or 2 slices.
Well, it would be the caloric content's there, but like not the volume. So it'd be like eating a blueberry muffin from Dunkin' Donuts. Like it's not really filling, but caloric intake.
But what you just put in your body, holy fuck!
Right. It reminds me. Did you ever watch a show on Sci-Fi called Eureka?
No.
Are you familiar with the show? Like small town sheriff gets stuck in this like super hella futuristic town that's like working for the government. And he ends up like, staying there for plot reasons and becoming like their town sheriff. And he's like, fish out of water, like small town, barely educated, you're just like, classically, conventionally intelligent sheriff, small town sheriff is like now thrust into this like hyper technologically advanced town kind of thing. And so they get up to their whole quirky stuff. But there's an episode where they have like they're working on like the government's working on like a shrink ray, and the overarching conflict of the episode is the shrink ray like malfunctions and it starts like shrinking the whole town. And like they have to like figure out like why, like how to fix it and like resort everybody back to like normal size again. And it's during like a Christmas party. And so, they're doing their thing, like waiters are walking around serving hors d'oeuvres, doing their thing. And like later on in the episode, when like the reveal happens, I like, oh wait, like everything around us isn't getting big, like we're shrinking because of this like, the shrink tech that we're working on. And then like they end up finding out that Like one of them is holding up a fruitcake, but it's like an hors d'oeuvre size, like it's a little bite size like fruitcake. And he goes, like, he finds out that like those were full size fruitcakes that got shrunk down. And he goes, "Do you know how many of those I've eaten tonight?" So he's just like throwing away like dozens of full size fruitcakes.
He's ate 10,000 calories.
Literally, yeah. And he's just like hammering away. And he's like, "Oh my god!" He goes, "I've eaten so many of those tonight." It reminds me of that, like the little mini Hank Pym.
Turns around, he's like Brendan Fraser's the whale.
Literally, yeah. And like, what happens when they fix it? And like you got 10 fruitcakes that are now normal size in your stomach again.
You just explode.
Yeah, we take the world's biggest shit.
Fruitcake ever. I've never had a slice of fruitcake.
I like it's good for like a bite or two, but like an entire slice is just like there's no way. It's so dense. It's so sweet. It's one of those things where you take a bite, you're like, hey, fruitcake's actually pretty good, but you cannot imagine for the life of you eating an entire slice. It's crazy.
Yeah, it gets such a bad rap. I've seen it too at like a family gathering. I'm like, I'm good. Maybe I'll try it next time.
Yeah, take a little bite.
Give it a fair shot.
Yeah, they're pretty good. They're like loaded of like full of like candied fruits and like nuts.
Yeah,
and whatnot. It's pretty good.
It'll be fine.
Pretty good. But yeah, Eureka on Sci-Fi, great show.
Yeah, right. Yeah. It sounded like a funny moment.
Yeah, pretty good.
All right, we're gonna put a pin in it here, friends. Get ready for a meaty podcast next week. Thank you so much for listening. I'm excited to do more potting. Sorry, we were missing.
Great. We're gonna give you double the pod.
Double the fun.
Yeah. Something about doublemint gum.
It's the flavor and the fresh salt of double salt gum.
Ugh.
It's 1,000 milligrams of sodium per stick.
It's like the Swedish salted licorice.
What's that?
It's exactly what it sounds. It's black licorice. It's like covered in salt.
Ugh.
And it's apparently like the Swedes fuck with it heavy.
The Swedes are like, how can we make this first? Oh, that was kind of German.
Oh yeah, it's exactly
table salt. It's just chunks of black licorice that looks like it's been rolling in cocaine.
Yeah, like it's just like powder. Like all of that is salt.
Dragster 3000 Super Salta. How much is this? Like, it's only $4. It's on Amazon.
It's the two things that I hate the most.
You want a bag? I'll send it to you.
I really don't want to make a habit out of eating gross shit.
All right, we'll talk about it.
How about this? I'll accept it only if we do something delicious that we both haven't had on the pod next time.
Okay. All right, we'll talk about it.
Eating because at this point in like 6 weeks from now, I don't want both of us to be cracking open a can of fucking like surströmming and fucking eating that shit on the podcast, because that's where this is headed.
What's surströmming?
That's the canned like fermented fish.
Yeah,
it's like Norwegian, where like it's so fermented that the can is swollen. So when you open it, it just like sprays like dead fish air out of the can. And so it smells exactly how you imagine it would.
Dude, I've been taking fish oil, and for the first time today, I had like a fish oil burp, I guess.
Fish oil burp, yeah.
And it made me sick. I was like, I didn't have any fish today. What the fuck is this? And then I realized what was happening. But
yeah, they make fish oil that has like no fish oil burp effect. No dressing.
I didn't buy that one.
It's like it's no burp fish oil or whatever. So, but yeah.
All right, we'll talk about the salted licorice though.
God damn it, Sweden!
It looks bad. I might send you a bag. There's a lot of it on Amazon.
I hate black licorice.
Me too.
So it'll be disgusting.
Great.
Sorry, Sweden. You make gross snacks. I don't know what to tell you.
Sorry, Sweden. Love your chocolate though.
Oh, so good.
So good.
And your fish.
Oh wait, or was that Switzerland? I don't know. One of them is making good chocolate.
Yeah. Everywhere that's not the U.S. makes good chocolate.
I'll go to that place.
Yeah.
Friends, I love you. Keep it salty. And keep an eye out for the next episode coming to you soon. Yeah. Oh, Jesus Christ.
It's too much. We'll be back very soon, right in your ear holes.
Mm-hmm. Drink a glass of water in the meantime.
Do it for me. I'm gonna need it for the licorice.
All right. Good night. Here comes the music. Here it comes.
Here comes the music.